Ignacio, Katipunero, Sugod, todos sa kayod, dunong at tulog. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle. Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin misa sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Kawan ni Ignacio, Katipunero, Sugod, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan.
Live in all caps. Ito po si Jenny Robredo sumusuporta sa ating naman, the multi-awarded, multi-media guru na welfare sa kanyang pag-level up. Kaya Ateneo, level up! Level up!
Happy victorious 3rd anniversary Radyo Katipunan, and congratulations to my very good friend Noel Ferrer of Level Up for all awards you have been receiving. It's such a great honor and privilege na mag-guest po sa inyong show last year. It was so much fun doing that interview, considering that I was still grieving the loss of my mom and my beloved sister. It's really nice to talk to my good friend, kapatid na Noel. It's always a pleasure. Please take care of yourself and stay safe and healthy. Sa kahit na ano pong gagawin natin, kailangan po tayong mag-level up. Again, thank you very much. Thank you for your service, and God bless you more and more.
Happy 3rd anniversary sa Radyo Katipunan, at syempre, congratulations din kay Sir Noel ng Level Up. Thank you for always sharing the message of hope during these uncertain times, and I pray that you will always be a source of inspiration for your community. Once again, congratulations and happy 3rd anniversary.
Voice of the Blue Eagle. Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Hello! Ako po si Joey De Leon at ako po ay bumabati sa Radyo Katipunan sa kanilang anibersaryo. Kung nabubuhay lang si Bonifacio, tiyak sasabihin niya, "So good, mga kapatid. So good," lalo na ang palatuntunan ni Noel na level up. In English, level up. In Tagalog, kataas-taasang Radyo Katipunan. Congratulations, tandaan nyo, ang Radyo Katipunan, lalo na ang level up ni Noel. So good, mga kapatid.
The voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Sa Radyo Katipunan, happy 3rd anniversary po sa inyo. Thank you for connecting us with one another during these difficult times. At pati kay Sir Noel ng Level Up, congratulations din po sa inyo. Thank you for bringing to us stories of inspiration and stories of excellence. Ako po si Vico Soto na nagsasabing basta't sama-sama tayo, patuloy na umaagos ang pag-asa at patuloy tayong mag-level up.
The voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin sa loob, sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, punong at tulong, lipad na Blue Eagle, galing giting at gigil, blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob, sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulog, lipad na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil, blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan.
Jescom Music Ministry. Music that uplifts the soul. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Radyo,
Radyo Katipunan is now online. See our live feed on facebook.com/Radyo Katipunan. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter at Radyo Katipunan and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content.
Katipunan.
Lead X. X is for the extracurricular life of the Ateneo College students. X is for the X factor that transforms them into leaders, into men and women for others. X is for Lead X. Lead X. Cut! Good take! Want to hear our take on all your favorite filmy things? Tune in to Clapback, the radio show for film critics, production news, pop culture, and social commentary, serving as a place for our voice in our cinematic universe. Hosted by the Loyola Film Circle, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Action!
To listen to music that uplifts the soul, follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. Our music is also available on iTunes and Deezer.
Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Follow at Radyo Katipunan in our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. All caps, mga Atinista, it's time to level up. Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Good morning, Ateneo. Start your day right with your morning wake-up call. Good morning, Ateneo. Energize your day with the lively, funny, and lovely tandem of Mir de los Santos and Tats Kidlat. Catch the latest news and stories around the campus. Good morning, Ateneo. Your daily dose of radio chikahan, tawanan, kantahan, and kwentuhan. Every morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Tuesdays to Fridays. Good morning, Ateneo. Your mornings will never be the same again. Join Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as he delivers to us the preachings of the Sunday's Gospel that's awe-inspiring, yet easy to understand and appreciate. Let us all listen to the Word of God here on The Word Exposed on Air, only on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Voice of the Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay Atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan.
Paps, mga Atinista, it's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on radyo-katipunan 87.9 FM.
Okay, all good, all ready, all the best. Today we shall level up with two of the best performers we have in this generation. So first up, I have someone who's regarded as the total entertainer or total performer and also the Asia's pop heartthrob. I don't know how he feels about this now that he's turned 20, no? He's a Filipino singer and an actor too, and later we'll ask him about that because he's done one movie. Known to cover songs and well, he has original songs that I actually lined up for his Christmas album. He first joined the competition at the age of 10, so tatanungin natin yung pagiging contestera niya, but I think that day is gone. No? Parang tapos na yung era na yun. And well, after that, he's moved on, and now the more mature Darren is here with us. He's known as Darren Lyndon Gonzalez Espanto, known to us no longer a kid, no longer a teen, but now the mature Darren at 20. Darren, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon po. Hello po. Thank you so much for having me today.
Hello, good afternoon. I know you're busy preparing for your concert, and we have first up, say, it's home run. Mm-hmm. When you do a home run, you do full circle, di ba? Parang ganon. So what does that mean?
For me, ito pong home run, kaya siya home run the concert because throughout my years in showbiz po dito sa Pilipinas, it's like na-explore ko na po yung iba't ibang bases sa concert.
That's true.
Yeah, and so this concert is like my home run po talaga, and I'd say it's a very fitting title for the concept of the show, since it takes you through my journey in music, not just dito po sa Pilipinas, but ever since I was a kid and stuff like that. So ayun po, kaya siya home run.
And then we talk about home first, no? When you talk about home, you talk about where? Di ba? You started in Canada and that was home for you. So yun na yung pinagmulan mo. So how was home there in Canada?
Home in Canada, I just remember every time I would come home from school po, bawal po akong mag-English. My parents would always...
Wow, galing! Yeah, ang galing!
Because my parents really wanted me to learn how to speak Tagalog and all of that. And I'd say, I remember watching more Filipino shows than, local shows in Canada. Kasi, ayun po, my parents really wanted me to still be in touch with the Filipino culture and all of that po talaga. So I would always watch TFC growing up, especially ASAP po talaga, which inspired me to become a performer po talaga growing up.
Well, you date us because, well, we were the ones who started ASAP how many years ago. So it's very different now. But it tries to, like, diba, determine the songs, the dances, even fashion, even the norm of a certain generation, no? Mm-hmm. And it evolves. Back then, did you really think of like entering the business? I read in your bio that at age 3, you started to sing already.
Yes po, talagang ever since I was a kid, even before
What song was that? At age 3?
At age 3, ano po mga talagang Disney songs po talaga, like from The Lion King, especially from The Lion King. Yung mga
Lion King.
Feel the Love Tonight, Hakuna Matata, mga ganun po.
Galing! Yeah. Tapos kanino galing? From your mom or from your dad? Kaninong genes?
I'd say my dad is more of the singer, tas yung mom ko po mas sa dancing siya, but both of them sing naman. And I'd say everyone loves to sing on both of my parents' sides.
Ang galing. So nakuha mo yung the best genes of each other. So still back on the concept of home, no? So ang galing lang that you're able to like de-instill Filipino culture in your home kahit nandun na kayo, the context is real, so that in the end it's parang you're Filipino. You have a race. May probinsya ba kaya dito?
Yes po, yung mom ko po Nueva Vizcaya, tas yung dad Nueva Ecija naman po. So
ang galing. Yeah. So we're from Nueva Ecija also sa San Jose. Yeah, well, that area. Where were you from?
My dad po is from Muñoz, And
Muñoz,
then
malapit lang yun.
yes po. Yes.
So you get
Ilang minutes lang.
parang masarap na cow or Carabao's milk,
Yeah.
di ba, sa
Opo.
CLSU, di ba?
Yes, definitely. And nagkaroon din po ako ng campaign once with them, and I was so surprised with how much milk I came back to Manila with, and they're just such nice people. Talagang nakaka-proud po na makita yung kung paano nila prino-produce and everything over there in
Yeah.
Nueva Ecija.
And so I understand now why you're so tall for
Oh.
your age, kasi pinatangkad ka talaga ng gatas ng baka or gatas ng kalabaw, di ba? So
Opo.
what else? Memories of home in Canada first before the Philippines.
Memories of home in Canada. Of course, dun po sa Canada nag-snow po. So, I always loved making snow angels and having snowball fights with my classmates and stuff like that. And of course, skiing din po or tobogganing, tubing, mga ganun po. Pero pag summertime naman, favorite ko po talagang mag-camping kasama yung pamilya ko. We would have our trailer with us. So, sometimes we would even go across the border into the US and road trip din po kasi yung sister po ng dad ko nandun din, so we try and visit them as well. Ano pa ba? Yeah, yun po.
We have folks in Edmonton also. So I know of the mall na merong dagat sa loob, di ba? May ganon. Di ba may ganung mall sa Edmonton? So
Yes po.
iba. So and then we went there during Christmas to visit our folks. So sabi namin, well, kung minsan kung freezing level, sabi namin parang hindi pang tao, talagang pang bear, di ba? Pero
Opo.
parang ang galing lang ng coping mechanism ng mga tao doon kasi they're able to adjust, di ba?
Opo.
And
Definitely.
then when you go to the store, there's a Filipino store. That's where I get my VHS or my DVDs, di
Opo.
ba? Na so
Yeah.
so hindi kayo nawawala doon sa Filipino culture kahit nandun sa Canada.
Opo, definitely. I'd say the Filipino culture is very much alive kasi ang dami rin pong mga Filipino festivals and stuff like that during the summertime din po. And aside from that, yun nga po yung having TFC and also yung Filipino stores. And kapag dumarating po yung mga celebrities natin from the Philippines, talagang sobrang nakaka-excite. I remember that watching concerts.
Like who in particular? Who did you look up to?
Oh my gosh. I was always looking up to, sina Tito Martin po, Tito Gary kasi
Yeah, of
those,
course.
those were some of the singers that my parents listened to. And then
How about you? Ikaw naman.
ako po personally, growing up, dun po parang kapapanalo lang ni Ate Sara. So growing up, siya talaga yung napanood ko po, na subaybayan ko ever since the beginning of her career. And I got to watch all of them perform live even before I joined the Voice Kids po sa Canada when they would do shows there.
And like Sarah, di ba, parang good role model. And then parang, there's a consistency of the idealism, the excellence, and even
Yes
the
po.
goodness, di ba? Ng,
Definitely.
well, in her craft and in her personal life. At ganun din ikaw. Pero hindi ba nakaka-pressure, Darren, at least as a growing boy, parang gusto mo rin to break free from those yung comfort zone nga. And you're talking about that now in your concert. So, transition to your to winning Voice Kids. Time has, judged things already, and it seems like you're lucky because at least you're still here. And yes, we cheered for you, Darren. And then parang now, it doesn't need a drama in one's life, no? It really needs talent and the stamina and the charisma and even, I guess, the discipline to like bridge to an audience until now. How were you able to make it? Na tipong at least now you may not have won, but it was painful. How was it when you parang runner up? How did you take that?
Ako po talagang gusto ko lang po talaga sumali sa The Voice Kids for the experience, and it's a show that I watched even before nagkaroon po ng The Voice Kids, and I just thought na sana magkaroon ng version para sa mga bata, and
Very
the day
good.
finally came. And ayun po, like I was set and prepared and ready to go back to Canada since ayun nga po, hindi nga po ako yung nanalo. And so were my parents, pero hindi po namin in-expect talaga na tuloy-tuloy na po yung mga mangyayari, and 7 years later I'm still here. And I guess one of the tips that I still look back to or keep thinking of po talaga is to keep thinking of yourself as your own competition. Don't compare yourself to other celebrities out there, anyone else. Kasi lahat naman po tayo may kanya-kanyang timeline sa buhay. If it's for you, if it's meant for you, then it'll come yung time nyo po. And of course, as long as you keep working hard for it, and syempre kailangan din po ng kusa na gawa nyo eh. So,
And that's the wisdom in it, no? Parang in the end, parang it's life telling you, oo, matalo ka muna dyan. And then eventually, di ba, parang you transcend and you go over it. How did you transcend it? Paano mo nakayanan yun? Sino yung mga nasa paligid mo to tell you, oo, okay lang yan? Kasi some people will say, di ba, the real friends will tell you, okay lang yan, pero let's move on.
mhm.
Who were there for you during that time?
Yung, syempre po yung pamilya ko, oh my
Oo.
gosh.
Oo.
Naalala ko po talagang yung mga sacrifices, especially the sacrifices my parents made kasi they flew
Correct.
from Canada pa po, pati yung little sister ko. And of course, my friends and relatives. So I'm just so lucky to have such a supportive family like them. And to
Very
have
good.
that support system po talaga, it's very important for people like us in the showbiz industry talaga kasi you know, you never know who you're going to be talking with one day and stuff like that, or the mood you're going to be having one day when you're at work or when you're at home. So I'm just so blessed to have a family like them po.
Ang galing that you're able to process it that way because yan, losing is one way, parang of building your character somehow, di ba? Then
Definitely.
after that, when you're able to like move from the hurt to, I guess, being hopeful, no? And then you just moved on. And then you found your voice in the industry and people like just wanted you to belt at a certain time. Remember, I see you on TV, tinatry kang ipakantahin ni Chris ng pinakamatataas na mga kanta. And ikaw naman kasi, well, like any other kid, no, ang gagawin, susunod at susunod ka and you would outdo yourself. But then, of course, may hangganan, may level na yun. I suppose you've reached that level also kasi tapos na rin yung teens mo. How did that feel during that time? Did you like try to outdo yourself also? Yung tipong, abot ko pa ba? Abot ko pa ba yung mga notes?
Ako po talagang when the time
Competitive
came,
ka, no?
ano po, sorry po.
Competitive ka rin, pero with yourself.
Opo, talagang napansin din po yun ng mga, like especially my parents, they know I'm competitive and my friends as well. Ako po talagang as much as possible, especially when the time came, when puberty came, I would still try and sing songs
Yes.
that I sang when I was younger. And it's syempre po the voice would go down, pero yung sa akin po, I was just happy that it wasn't biglaan talaga. It's gradual lang siya, and I still got to keep you know, my range ng konti po talaga with the help of vocal coaches as well, which I'm so happy that I started doing yung vocal coaching po kasi I got to learn different
galing.
placements din and how to maintain my voice and yung range nga po na matataas yung kinakanta minsan.
Ang galing. Kasi well, before we started, I asked you, do you still plan to go back to school? You said yes. Very good, no? Parang, oo, you have to go back to school if only to like learn that discipline.
Okay.
And like at least there's a backup plan when you decide to like venture into something else. But then now, because you want to be excellent in your craft, you're going through like school also, parang education, never stop learning. Sinong nagko-coach sa'yo?
Nagko-coach po sa akin as of the moment, wala po ako sa school ngayon, medyo nag-stop because of the
No, but
pandemic.
coach in terms of like music, your voice.
Oh, okay. Opo, actually I've done vocal coaching with recently po si Coach Annie from
Very
the
good.
company.
Very good teacher.
And I also did vocal coaching with teacher Tom in Beijing, China after I did the
Very
singing.
good.
So they
Kasi
invited
parang
me
they have to
do
teach
that.
you na hindi lahat binibiret, di ba? Na tama
Yes,
kayo,
opo.
you talk about placements and all, at may mga daya, di ba? Kasi yun,
Yes, opo.
magagasgas at magagasgas. So at one point, you're Gary Valenciano, who's really a perfectionist. And
Okay.
I see him and you there kasi yung parang parang naiinis sa sarili, yung pag-asar sa sarili if you're not able to hit notes or really perform well. But there's something in you also in Martin na ibang klase naman si Martin, no? So, well, you have the gift of like gab, no? And you can like talk and you ought to like practice that more often. I think yun na nga, Darren, parang you're one of the few people na articulate din na sa age mo. So you can tell your story really well and you can start like telling that more confidently now that you've matured. So I'll go back to your like again student life because our base here now are students and then the youth, no? Can you go back to your student life? What kind of student were you? Are you diligent? Are you are you playful? Yung tipong gano'n. Ano klase kang estudyante? At ikaw ba yung last minute na student na nag-aano ng mga assignments, or talagang earlier on talagang naghahanda ka?
Feeling ko po actually, I feel like I'm a little bit of everything, but more of the
Wow.
studious type po talaga. I always see to it that I finish everything po, like my homework and my requirements in class or at home before the deadline po talaga, and I always try and finish it before I started playing video games and stuff like that. Yeah.
At least they can
Opo.
say you're normal too, no?
Yeah,
With mga
opo.
video games. So, but what subjects were your favorite?
Subjects. My favorite subject, I guess, aside from music and arts po talaga,
Yes.
I guess science, because of, like,
Oh.
especially in chemistry, yung mga
Oh.
experiments po na ginagawa namin, like, mixing different types of acids and the reactions and what happens
galing.
when you do stuff like that. So, I was always curious sa gagawin po namin sa science in class and what kind of experiments we would do. Gustong-gusto ko po yung nagla-lab gown, tas feel ko
Galing.
scientist po ako.
So, if you're not a singer, you see yourself as a scientist. Kunyari, ano yung fallback career? Siguro baka nung bata ka, pero now, looking back,
Looking back, I'd say talagang sa medical field po siguro, because both my
Wow.
parents are registered nurses po. Yung dad ko sa brain injury unit, tas yung mom ko sa
very
hospice.
good.
Yeah. So, I was always very fascinated with yung field of work nga po nila, what they do. And growing up, since marami rin pong mga medical field on both sides of the
Okay.
family.
And they're practicing, Darren. Like your dad is a practicing nurse in Canada now.
No po, they're both registered nurses.
A registered nurses. O parang ganun. Hindi. So, meaning they're not frontliners now.
Oh, they're still frontliners po. They're still working in their units.
Ang galing. So now you've more respect, and you've more parang you're more proud of like their profession at this point, no? Well,
Definitely po.
and during the pandemic, things have changed because somehow, oo nga, parang you regard them more, and the artist is doing something else, di ba? Parang mamaya when you talk about your role as an artist, I'd want to see how relevant did you make your artistry during the pandemic. O mabalikan natin mamaya. Another thing, aside from subjects, which teachers do you remember? Kasi during our time, it was really for more terror teachers who like impose on things and be strict with rules. But I taught in the Ateneo also. So yung isang maganda rin when you become friends with your students, parang they're more open to learning. Saan ka mas drawn dun sa learning mo? Dun sa mas mga terror or panakot, or dun sa mga mas mabait na will give it to you easily?
Well, I'd say yun nga po, hindi naman sa teacher's favorite naman ako. Wow naman, nakso.
Ow, talaga?
Hindi naman po, pero I guess I was pretty much friends with all of the teachers kasi wala naman din pong naging problema masyado sa akin like in
Okay.
school.
Okay.
Pero I guess one of the teachers that really stuck with me was Mrs. Demen po, my grade 6 teacher, kasi she was
Galing.
the teacher in music as well, and she was also my
Galing.
homeroom teacher po. So
What was a valuable lesson that she taught you?
to really like
Some practical thing, I suppose.
Opo, talagang siya po yung isa sa mga unang nakarinig ng pagkanta ko.
Okay.
And she definitely inspired me kasi sabi niya, don't stop reaching for your goals. If you wanna become a singer, go do it. Kasi
Galing, no?
nothing's stopping you po talaga when you're at that age.
Ang galing.
Kasi in grade 6, you're still so young and you're still trying to really figure out what you want in life. And until now naman po, pero in grade 6 talaga I wanted to start pursuing my dream of becoming a performer, and Mrs. Demon was one of those who
Ang galing. Kasi
was
you know
really
what?
supportive.
Parang it's nothing profound. It's very basic, yung belief
Yes
in
po,
yourself, no? But to a young mind, to a young heart, yun yung magsistick talaga sa'yo. Kaya nga talaga,
Oh, definitely.
yung the legacy of being kind and being nice sticks to you, then than yung mga tao, di ba, na nagbabash and doing other things. So ako, buti yan yung ano, kasi kung nabuhay ka ng ganon, with a more encouraging atmosphere, ganon ka rin lalaki, di ba? So maganda yon. So, and then now, give us in your 20 years since you just celebrated your birthday, we will go through various emotions, no? When were you happiest?
Happy? Well,
Performing.
yes po, definitely performing talaga. And even in school, I joined the school band, so I played the alto saxophone, which is very different from singing po. Yeah.
So ikaw, parang ano yung pinaka masasabi mong I was happy during that time? Yung pinaka happy mo on stage.
Sa stage po. Oh, siguro po talaga yung first major concert ko sa MOA Arena. Talagang di ko po talaga in-expect yung ganung klaseng suporta, like a 14-year-old, setting a major concert in the MOA Arena. There's so much pressure and there's so much anxiety that comes with it. Pero nung nakita ko po nung sa opening pa lang na nagawa ko na, people like the MOA Arena is actually filled with people. So I was really happy, and ever since then talagang I knew that the stage would be my home.
Ang galing. No, kaya home run din. Ang galing, no? No? And then, ang galing lang. So yun, parang, and before we came in, well, sabi ko sa'yo, I was listening to your press con, no? Parang sinasabi mo pa, narinig ko doon na after the pandemic, you hope to have one big concert like that too. Well, yes, of course, this is a digital concert, an online concert. It's a different feel. It's a different high. It's the same. Feeling and fulfillment also because you're performing. Pero iba pa rin talaga when you have face-to-face audience. Okay, now go back to your life too again. When was your saddest moment? Na-overcome mo naman.
Like any point of my life.
Any point of your life, and then eventually you have wisdom already. Because we want to learn from your wisdom, no? And then parang ano yung natutunan more than the details, I guess it's ano yung natutunan mo when you were sad. When was that sad moment at ano na natutunan mo doon?
A sad moment in my life. Well, of course, when I didn't perform well in class, that's always very sad for all of us students po.
Ang bata pa lang pala, you're so strict on yourself already.
Opo. Talagang nadidisappoint ako kapag alam kong mas kaya kong galingan sa class. Pero another sad moment in my life, I guess, syempre yung shutdown po nung na nangyari sa atin last year.
I felt that too.
That was very sad for us.
And ako, ibabalik ko yun, no? Make people accountable. Make people accountable. Yun talaga. So that's a good thing. Corollary to sad is angry. So, you know why? I ask this because the things you get angry about are things you value, di ba? When people cross the line. So what makes you angry? Di ba? Bihira lang naman tayo magagalit. Kahit ako matagal ako magalit. Pero when something is crossed, you would feel angry, and then you learn something because you stand for something. So what triggers your anger?
What triggers my anger? Siguro po kapag may mga tumitira po sa pamilya ko.
That's true.
Like, I really get affected by comments about my family, especially comments about my parents or my little sister even na sobrang bata. Parang,
my God.
Parang bakit kailangan mong gawin yun minsan? So, I just don't know, like, the mentality of some people sometimes. Pero, siguro yun po yung isang nakaka-trigger sa anger ko din.
It matters also where people are coming from. If you're coming from a place of love, or you're coming from a happy place, you cannot do that. You cannot make people that angry, no? Pero yun, sometimes maturity will teach us also yung understanding na lang. Pero mahirap din, no? How are you when you're angry? Nagagalit ka talaga, as in, you're a bad, angry person. When you get mad?
When I get mad, ako po talagang, I guess, sa pagiging Ilocano ko from my mom's side, like, I guess medyo minsan po talagang na ilalabas ko, pero minsan kapag when I'm angry.
Paano rin ako, Darren, pero matagal yung, kasi nabaysihan nga, no? So what's that? You blurt it out. You say it. You acknowledge, di ba?
Yes, like, I address it, pero minsan ako rin po yung type na nananahimik or
Wow, mahirap
I think
yun.
about it in my head po talaga. Tsaka ako parang I would just
Sabog na lang.
yeah, I would calmly address it mga ganun. So yeah, it's weird.
No, but then when you're more mature and now you claim you are, di ba, there's more comfort, di ba? Parang there's more, parang you'd think twice before like giving in to your anger at least. No?
Opo, yeah,
So,
definitely.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Next. When did you feel most challenged or most competitive? I want to know. In
Most
your
challenged.
life.
Most competitive po siguro in my life. Of course, when I joined the Voice Kids, yun po
Yes, you know
talaga.
why? Di
Yeah.
ba somehow people trigger you also, di ba? Parang ganun. Parang it's good TV when they see you like, di ba, parang fierce competitors. Pero, how did you like address that? When people expect you to be really competitive.
Ako po talaga, since it was a competition, I just really wanted to always show my best to the world and do my best sa mga performances ko po. Hindi po ako ganun ka-competitive, sa mga nakakasama ko po sa stage and all that. I just try to do my best and excel as much as possible. And aside from, the Voice Kids, competitive nga po ako kapag naglalaro lang ng board games eh. Like kapag naglalaro ng video games or card games, talagang competitive po ako. Mas doon ako talagang
Pero parang ganun nga
makikipag-compete.
yung story ng life mo. You're competitive sa sarili mo.
Opo,
So,
yeah.
ganun.
Yes
So
po.
now, next. Kailan ka pinaka-embarrassed? Is there some embarrassing situation na natatawa ka na lang pag binabalikan mo? And what lesson did you get from that?
Embarrassing moments. I feel like I had a lot of embarrassing moments growing
A
up,
lot of us
especially in school. There were a lot of times when, like I feel like everyone has done this. Tatawagin po nila yung teacher nilang mom or well,
May maliit lang yon. Pero wala kang really embarrassing moment na tipong gusto mong mahulog na lang sa lupa.
oh,
Or sa snow kasi nasa Canada ka doon.
I don't think I've had too many.
Wala pa naman.
Opo, wala talagang malala ako.
Ito na lang. Kung walang ganon, was there ever a mischievous moment when you like planted the prank on anyone? Yung tipong you felt good pero hindi ka naman naka-offend?
A prank on anyone. Hindi po ako
Or
yung
mischievous moment, wala?
Ako po talaga hindi ako yung type na nagplaplano ng pranks. Talagang ginagawa ko na lang yung kunwari ng favorite kong manggulat po talaga ng tao. Of course, this was before the pandemic when we could, kind of be up close. So talagang
That's true.
gulat ko po yung mga opo.
Wala ka na kasing ibang taong makarelate, di ba? Gagawin mo talaga lahat.
Yeah, opo, yun talaga.
Oh, so maganda. Well, you clown around too, so you're not square. Ano ka rin, ha? Hindi talaga. Masayahin ka ring tao. Kasi people see you as very, very serious as a performer. Well, di ba, totoo. Like, ang tingin nila sa'yo, Gary V na bata, di ba?
Oh, wow.
So, yun nga, parang napakaseryoso. Pero ano yung funny times? What are the relaxed times when you like loosen up?
Oh, definitely around my family po talaga. Both my mom and dad side when I'm with my mom's brothers and sisters or yung relatives ko po, and also when I'm
Anong
with
pagkabugoy mo and funny when you are around them? People would like to identify with you, di ba, as a normal kid growing up.
Yeah, opo. Paano ba ako funny? As in, hindi po ako yung seryoso talaga.
I want to be convinced.
I know. I'm trying to think of how I'm funny as a person. It's kind of, there's a lot of pressure when you actually try to think of how you're funny.
That's true.
I guess, I don't even know. Talagang,
Lumalabas na lang.
opo, lumalabas na lang.
I
Especially
understand
when
that.
I'm with,
understand that.
opo, especially when I'm with like my little sister, especially since she's a lot younger than me. She's 9. We have a 9-year age gap.
Age gap. Okay.
So,
Pero how about with your co-performers? Do you clown around with them?
definitely po, like hindi po talaga yung as in
Not the Robbie Domingo type.
yeah, not the Rodney Domingo type po talaga. Yeah, Kuya
Pero
Robin.
I envision you to be that eventually, no? As a career transition. Kasi konti lang kayong nakakasalita, Darren. Kaya i-hone mo na yung pagiging host mo kasi yun nga, pwede. So and you're not afraid dapat to show your funny side. So you see yourself doing that eventually?
ever since the pandemic started, I've been able to host I Want ASAP and Ka-Familiar online live nga po online. And ngayon nga I have a new show nga po sa it's called TNT Pop Show. So
Galing.
I definitely want to try honing my craft especially in hosting po talaga kasi
And making fun of yourself, di ba? Instead of other people.
yes po. Yeah, kasi growing up, yun nga po, sobrang mahiyain ako, sobrang shy na seryoso. So, I'm still trying to break out of that shell, especially since, ayun na nga po, host na nga po ako ng mga ilang shows na ganito, where you have to show, this different side of Darren. You have to show this funny side to Darren so people can be relatable.
And if you're trying to make them open up to you, di ba ikaw rin naman mag-open up sa kanila. So, well, yun talaga. Well, we see a young Robbie Domingo now here. Eventually. But try to have your own brand, no?
Yeah.
Then ikaw, kailan ka sentimental? When was that moment na pwede mo say, I was so sentimental during that time, and what did you learn? What can we learn from that?
I was so sentimental. Oh yeah, definitely during the pandemic po talaga kasi
Talaga? It has changed you, ha?
Opo, talagang I guess I didn't have it that bad pa po kasi nakauwi nga po ako sa Canada. I had my family there and I was able to spend time with them and everything. Pero minsan nakakalungkot lang din po isipin syempre would the industry ever recover from this? Would anyone ever recover from this? So there were those times, and aside from kasi lahat naman po tayo, we had sentimental times during the pandemic.
That's true.
I guess throughout my career I had a few sentimental moments as well where parang ano pa bang kaya kong gawin? Ano pa ba yung kaya kong gawin para alam niyo po yun
reach out to more people, no?
Yes,
to inspire
definitely.
more people, yeah.
Yeah, and not just keep myself boxed into this.
Ang galing. No, since paulit-ulit yung sa pandemic, let's go to that na. So Darren, you were like, feeling ko you're so affected by the distance, not only by the distance, but yun kunyari the future nga of your industry, no? So but I know you tried like kunyari you were part of raising funds for certain projects, di ba? And in a way you help people during the pandemic. Sabi ko nga there are 4 F's that we for me ha, it was faith. We never prayed harder during the pandemic, di ba? Parang it brought us closer. Our faith brought us closer. Second, family is very important, and at least you were with family, and that was a perfect time to get in touch with a lot of family members. Third, friends. Did you try to get in touch with friends here in the Philippines during that time?
Definitely po, with the power of technology and social media, I was always able to catch up po talaga with my friends over here in the Philippines.
Galing. And then the pandemic is about the time, di ba, na kung totoo mong kaibigan, talagang you'll be like worried, at least concerned, no, kung ano yung pinagdadaanan ng mga tao. And the last one, I guess, is food. Also, it's really food, no? Food for the body, I guess, no? And people were just eating, and we discovered a lot of food. But then another one is food for the soul. And people created a lot. Were you able to create songs? What was your outlet during that time?
My outlet during the pandemic po, since it wasn't as bad there, talagang
Nakakingit naman yung it wasn't as bad there.
Yun po talaga kasi doon po nakakalabas pa rin po kami ng family ko, basta of course we follow all the safety protocols like wearing a face mask and following social distancing. Pero yung outlet ko po was, I guess, really catching up with my family talaga, especially my little sister who I didn't get to watch growing up po talaga kasi most of the time nasa Pilipinas po ako. Of course, music was also another outlet, so I was very happy na I was fortunate enough to still find a way to be part of ASAP natin to. I'm so grateful to my ASAP family kasi kahit wala po ako sa Pilipinas, they allowed me to perform via the LED and with a green screen behind me. And also I was able to
learning another skill, no? Para shaping yourself and all, no?
Yes. Yun po, like definitely music was one of the major outlets that I had during the pandemic. I was able to release 2 singles po and also be part of a few virtual concerts and even my own. So yun.
Very good, Darren. And then it was important also to have a schedule, not really the kind of schedule you have in the Philippines, no, but during the pandemic kasi we're all shaken because suddenly walang laman yung schedule. So you would like end up doing the same things or nothing at all. So how did you like structure your life there? Like kunyari, some people for the sanity of them, for the life of them, would go morning prayer, then after prayer, physical fitness, and then yun na nga, work. Parang ganun, may workplace, and then in the end, merong ibang gagawin. What was your routine like? Or wala ba talagang routine si Darren?
Ako po talagang, yeah, I'd say wala po talaga akong routine.
Oh.
Pero I guess my routine in a week would be taping for ASAP on
Yes,
Wednesday
very
and Thursday po talaga. And then I try to work out as much as possible pag sa gabi po. Pero minsan po nagyayaya po yung pamilya ko, especially in the summer, to just randomly go out, go for a long drive. Pero opo talaga, wala po talagang routine sa amin dun kasi talagang kahit ano pwede mong gawin halos as long as it's still following the safety protocols. Yes po. Yeah. Ano pa ba? Kasi dun po parang medyo bakasyon siya para sa akin since yun nga po, hindi naman ako kumakanta as often. So, I was still very surprised na may mga ilang brands po who had virtual corporate events and I was able to do them even though I was in Canada po. So, yeah, ayun po, I'd say I'm still very blessed even though we're in the midst of a pandemic. Yun po, ang daming
and yun, parang and the pandemic made we learn gratefulness, no?
Yes po talaga.
For every small blessing that comes, so parang it's now no longer getting more, but because we're really back to basic. So parang it's really thanking the Lord for anything that comes to us. So yun talaga tinuro sa atin. Pero ikaw, ano nung ginagawa mo? Kunyari, paulit-ulit na lang. And then parang nag-sink in ba sa'yo yung lungkot? Well, of course, meron sinasabi faith over fear, no? But aside from that fear na babalik pa ba yung industriya namin, ano pa yung parang source of anxiety mo during that time as a performer?
As a performer po muna, I guess yun po talaga yung fear of not being able to perform with a live audience and stuff like that. But I didn't really fear about the music industry that much kasi what would the world be like without music? Everyone still needs music in their lives. I think that's a very important aspect din po sa mga buhay natin. Talaga yung musika can uplift us, can make us feel sad and stuff like that.
Very good. Opo. And it gives you purpose for your music already, no? Parang hindi ka na lang frou-frou, nakakanta ng kahit na ano, di ba? So now you would say, I'm made to like sing music that can give hope. It can be a youthful, fast song, pero something that would make people happy, that would give them more hope at this point. Parang the sense of purpose also, we learned that during the pandemic. Parang gano'n, no? Parang yun, hindi ka na lang basta nagagalit, hindi ka na lang, parang the small stuff, okay, you can brush it aside. Pero yun na nga, parang at least we became more purposeful. Yun, so, well, maganda naman yung pag-cope mo, no? So, in the whole 20 years na, no, Darren? And then, what was that turning point that when you thought na of coming back to the Philippines? Tapos tinamaan ka pa ng surge dito, no? Biglang uwi ka nga dito, tapos nagkaroon ng surge. What was that point?
That was really funny because when my mom and I got here, yun naman po biglang nag-ECQ. So, na-experience namin yung ECQ din po dito sa Pilipinas. But yun, talagang
sabi ng Diyos, sabi nga nun, comfortable kayo dyan, ha? So, experience it now. No? So, how was it?
Yeah, yun nga po, I guess I was able to kind of have time to build up my stamina again at home and start stretching my vocal cords po, practicing before sumalang po ulit ako. And I guess yung turning point nga po kung bakit ako bumalik sa Pilipinas kasi na-miss ko na rin po talaga yung Pilipinas, yung ASAP stage and of course the stage in general, being able to work with people na in the flesh po, not just virtual katulad po nito. And also different projects po talaga. Hindi na siya kayang gawin online lang. I had to really come back to the Philippines for them. So there's all these different reasons, but I guess the main reason po talaga is because of my passion for music and performing po talaga eh.
That's true. Yung 1 year na wala kang outlet, yung parang online lang yung outlet, you would see the face-to-face interaction as very, very, very real na kailangan mong i-pursue, no? So now that you're back here, and well, the industry's not jump starting as yet, na hindi pa ganun ka full blown, no? Meron pa kayong ASAP pero it's all taping. Iba yung vibe kasi talaga pag live, di ba?
Yes po.
So, now that it has become different, parang ano pang skill yung in-equip mo sa sarili mo? And how do you like console yourself to say, yeah, Darren, things are okay or things will be okay kahit na ganyan? Because Darren, for all we know, this will like continue until next year. Pag, di ba? Parang, paano mo kinokonsole yung sarili mo? And ano yung parang natanggap mo na ay, hindi pa pwedeng mag-MOA arena na katulad ng dati?
How do I console myself? I guess, talagang I take it day by day po talaga. Kasi
One day at a
in this,
time.
in this pandemic, you never know what's gonna happen to your schedule since bigla na lang po minsan nag-iisip
Cancel.
po. Yeah, nakaka-cancel po yung mga ibang shoots, mga ganun po. And I guess it's really important to keep a positive mindset and keep the faith po talaga as much as possible. Kasi kailangan po talaga nating alagaan yung mga sarili natin, not just physically but also mentally. I know a lot of people are going through a lot of mental health issues, especially now during the pandemic. Kasi ang hirap po, may mga taong syempre not as fortunate as us to still be working, or some people are alone. Yun nga po, wala silang kasama sa bahay. They don't have that social interaction like we do when we do taping po sa ASAP or other events like that. What else do I do to console myself? I guess it really helps to have my mom here din po kasi, and also my relatives.
She'll be gone. Well, after your concert, is she going back to Canada?
She's going back soon na po to, of course, continue working kasi yun nga po, pag nagpapaalam po siya sa bosses, we're just so happy and grateful sa kanila kasi they understand our situation nga po. But of course, she's still a registered nurse, so she has to fulfill her working hours din.
Diba? Before we
Yes.
went on air, parang sabi natin, trust is not something you have when your mom's here. Trust is even when she's gone, you're able to like, diba, do things well. And prove to her that meron namang dapat that you're responsible, that pwede kang pagkatiwalaan. Pero yun yung tanong ko sa'yo, have you parang nurtured good friendships here in the Philippines that will ground you? Kasi in show business talaga mahirap yan. Pero I guess it's that your friends are extensions of your values, of your aspirations too, of your dreams. Sino-sino yan in this business? Or are they relatives also?
Of course, meron din po akong mga non-showbiz friends, like from school and stuff like that. Pero yung friends ko po sa showbiz would have to be si AC Bonifacio po, Kyle Echari.
Very good dancer.
Yes po, si Ken San Jose, the Legaspi twins, Cassie and Mavi, and also si Kylene Alcantara. So those are a few of my really close friends in the industry po talaga that I know always have my back, and I know can always
be able to share all these things. Kunyari, even the frustration during the pandemic.
Opo, talagang we would have group calls talaga na all of us would be catching up with one another kasi yun nga po, most of the time I was in Canada and even AC po. So even though both of us were in Canada, we still had different situations because of the different protocols sa province po namin dun sa Vancouver tsaka sa Calgary.
Iba pa rin, no? Parang Pilipinas rin lang pala. Pero mas gwapo yung Prime Minister niyo doon. Anyway, no, but then here, nung nandito na kayo, at sabay kayo dumating dito ni AC, di ba? Sabay na bumalik kayo sa ASAP, welcome back kayo, di ba?
Nauna po siya ng isang buwan. Yeah.
Pero ang ganda lang na parang okay, at least the fresh faces of those people na galing abroad, and you're bringing in at least that, no, the freshness also. Pero pandemic pa rin. Were you ready for that situation na hindi na kayo kasing sikat? Di ba parang it's so hard for like celebrities to feel that tipong because of the pandemic, cut yung economic wealth, yung parang economic blessings. Pero yung kunyari, the adulation of people, it seems like hindi nila priority manood ng TV than Darren, di ba? Kasi nga parang dati appointed viewing, manonood ka ng ASAP at this point, pero ngayon mapapanood mo na siya online. Di ba? Yeah. Parang ganon. And nakatape na siya yung ibang episodes. Are you ready for that?
Ako po talagang I'd say I'm definitely ready naman po kung anong mangyari sa industry at sa career ko po.
But you continue to be an artist despite, if ever.
Oh yes, definitely po. Kasi ang dami ng beses where I question kung dapat ba ipagpatuloy ko tong
Galing. Galing.
music and performing and stuff like that. Pero it always brought me back po talaga to doing this talaga. And it was never a question for me if I still want to do music. Talagang gusto ko po talaga and I guess ano pa ba?
At
Yun
least
nga,
nagma-mature ka na. Yun na yun.
opo.
Yun na yung sign of maturity na, di ba?
Yes.
It's really
Opo,
not the
talaga.
popularity anymore that you're after. It's really the artistry and what story you would want to tell them. Because now, as a 20-year-old, no longer a kid, parang 20-year-old performer, there are a lot more new stories you want to tell them. So, yun, let's transition to that. What do you want to tell your audience now? Well, with Home Run and with your existence, 20 years of experience, ano yung Darren ngayon?
Well, yun nga po, kind of relating it to my concert na rin. My team and I always try to come up with new concepts in every concert that I do. And we always try to present materials that I've never done before, they've never seen before. And I guess that's what makes it special din po. Since I'm 20 now, people get to see a more mature side of Darren. And also, in terms of sound and pati overall look ko po, iba na rin mas mature. And I guess yung mindset ko rin po, mas alam ko na yung gusto ko sa career ko and also as a person. And we've all gone through different struggles in our lives, especially during the pandemic. And I guess it also helped to, bring kind of tawag dito, make me who I am today din po eh.
That's true. So parang ang dami, and then you'd say, "Oy, nag-mature na si Darren." And when you answer, in what way have you matured, Darren?
In what
And
way
how will
have
you
I
show that to
matured?
the people? Kasi yung maturity, kakaiba yung manifestations, no? And somehow you're more control, you have more control sa emotions mo, di ba? And now there's a Darren na iba rin siguro yung physique. I've seen pictorials that you're more daring. Is that part of it?
Oh yeah, that's definitely part of I guess yung maturity po, yung maturing nga. Kasi we also want to let people know that this isn't Darren from the Voice Kids anymore. This is a new
Yes,
new era for Darren. He's grown up now.
Yes.
I guess how would I show maturity through something else? Yung personality ko po talagang I guess has also matured. Yung syempre hindi na pwede yung parating bata-bata mag-isip like always dependent on different people, especially in the pandemic. I've learned to not always be dependent on the people around you kasi mag-isa ka lang most of the time, especially kapag ako po mag-isa lang akong nag-produce ng vocals ko for songs or setting up my lights and stuff like that for interviews. So yun po, I guess responsibility is one thing that I've been working on as well. And it's a sign of maturity. Opo.
Lalo
And,
na when your mom's gone, no? I guess it's that. The whole challenge is like fending for yourself. So,
yeah, I guess yun din po. Pero I'm still lucky that both my parents are always there to send texts even from across the world. Reminders po parate always, and even my team naman din po and also my relatives who are with me kapag nasa Canada po si Mommy.
ang galing lang. At least yun yung parang alam mo yung home base mo. Oh, I'll go through the questions now that people sent, no? First, not a question but a request. Can you please greet the Queens of Darren a happy anniversary? Like, well, yeah, yun, kailangan mong i-greet sila kasi it seems like iti-tape nila at parang yun na yung kasiyahan nila.
Okay. Hi Queens of Darren, maraming salamat sa panonood. Grabe kayo. Kahit saan ako mag-guest talagang nandyan po yung Darrenatics and especially the Queens of Darren.
Tapos ano raw yung perfume mong ginagamit now? Baka gusto ka nilang padalan.
Perfume na ginagamit ko po. It switches sometimes between a Joe Malone to a Prada or a Chanel. Sometimes
Okay.
like that.
We're actually answering all these. Kasi
I know, oo nga po.
nagbigay naman sila ng ano. So, how about your new song? Have you experienced it? Or is it Tama Na? I listened to it too.
Ay, salamat po. Yes, that's my newest single, Tama Na. And again, it's another way to show people that Darren is maturing in terms of sound din po.
Well, sinabi nga ni Cassie Espanto, yung favorite line in that new single.
Favorite line in this new single? Siguro po...
If you sing it daw, sabi ni Cassie.
Okay. Paalam na, ayoko na, di na okay to, tama na. And it just keeps repeating, yeah. Dun po sa bridge especially. So I guess it's a certain reminder for some people na kapag parehas na kayong di masaya, like this doesn't have to be in a relationship sometimes eh. Yun po talaga kapag toxic na, just let it go, tama na.
Sorry, manghihimasak lang ako. Well, because you recorded while Sana Tayo Na with Jada, di ba? Parang yun. Ito ba yung kanta nyo naman? Is it a continuing story? Or parang what happened to you and Jada? Parang magandang anuhin yung love story or love team. Tuloy pa ba yun? Or kasama ng pagmamature mo yung walang ka-love team?
Oh, well, I'm definitely open naman po to having a love team din. Pero this isn't a continuation sa Sana Tayo Na.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Parang it's a logical progression na tipo, okay, masaya kayo sa Sana Tayo Na. Ngayon, saktan naman natin sila para mag-mature, no? So, well, another question is, if magkaroon ng international rendition, yung Tama Na, sinong artist ang gusto mong kumanta nito aside from Bruno Mars? What a question.
Oh my gosh, international rendition. The Weeknd po talaga yung isang gusto kong makasama, or Ariana Grande para may girl's perspective din sa Tama Na.
That's true. Kasi when you say Tama Na, parang anger yung pinag-usapan natin. You stand for it. Eh. So parang when you say Tama Na, it's your parang saturation point. It tests your character. So any advice for those people who choose to say Tama Na in their life?
Any advice for people who choose to say Tama Na?
Tama na more than laban na. Yun yung sabi dito.
Tama na more than laban na.
Yes, some people kasi say Tama Na, sige suko na.
Yeah, to the people who choose Tama Na, good for you kasi alam mo kung saan din yung breaking point mo. Tao lang naman tayo eh. All of us have those breaking points. So if you choose na hindi na kayang ipaglaban pa, then I'm glad that you've realized that within yourself din. And now that you're finally able to move on with your life, sana ay mas maganda na yung mga susunod na maging relationships mo with other people and stuff like that.
Ang galing. That's a mature point. Ha? Na tipong, you have to accept, well, earlier on, and I realized that. And as a maturing adult, when we were younger, Darren, we'd say yes to everything, di ba? Yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But now that we've matured, and when I matured, we are also defined by the things and the people we say no to.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? Parang yun. And when we learned that, sometimes masakit. But our no's are really those things that define us also. So maganda yun. May isang tanong pa dito. From all the past major concerts you've done, anong kaibahan nitong concert nito? So okay, tell them, this is not your first online concert. This is your third. Well, I reviewed, no? Is it your third online concert?
Yes po, third ko na po.
Yes. So, how different will this be? It's supposed to be a birthday concert of sorts, or a 10th anniversary concert. So, how different will this be?
Of course, yun nga po, since this is my third digital concert, it's very different in terms of maturity din po. They're going to see a more mature side of Darren, like I said earlier. Pero this is also a more leveled up performance in all aspects. Like the staging po talaga created by, of course, Direk Paulo Valenciano. The content din po, I was a lot more hands-on with the songs that I'll be singing, and yung musical direction din po and choreography as well. So I'm really thankful to the whole team behind this, especially kay Direk Pau Valenciano, kay Direk
and your musical
Soc
director.
Mina. Yes po, Direk Soc Mina, Direk John Mall, our TV director, and si Teacher Jobel din po, and D-Grind. And to the entire team of Home Run, kasi nagets po nila talaga yung gusto kong maging concept. Yung visualize ko, they brought it to life in this concert. So, rehearsals pa lang po kami. Pero sobrang excited na po talaga ako kasi we made sure na kahit this is just an online concert, sa virtual nga lang po ito, it's like you're watching a live concert through your home, wherever you may be in the world. And I want viewers to feel the concert experience po talaga.
But make them feel at home too, no? Kasi parang yun nga, parang if it's a virtual concert, alam mo yung parang nami-miss mo yung audience, and then you aim for perfection, yes. But then you know what? People are more forgiving. Yun, you know that. But yung totoo yan, Darren, no? Kaya yung make them feel relaxed also, kasi nararamdaman nila kung kabado kayo. Kasi the signal may just be out. Parang, di ba, pag a certain point of the concert, kasi hindi nga ganun ka-stable. Pero people are more kind, I hope. And that is what the pandemic is able to teach us also. So when's this again, and invite the people?
Of course, Darren Home Run, the comeback concert is happening this June 19 na po. 8 p.m. Manila time po ito, and there will be a replay ng June 20th at 10 a.m. Manila time as well. For tickets, you can go to ktx.ph, I Want TFC, TFC IPTV, and you can also subscribe to it on Sky Cable Pay-Per-View. So sana po supportan niyo po Darren Home Run live this June 19.
Ang galing. Anyway, last 3 questions. Mga sana, no? Mga hopes and wishes for yourself first, Darren.
For myself, well, of course, I hope na hindi ako mawalan ng passion para sa ginagawa ko. I hope I stay driven, and I hope I stay healthy po talaga. I think that's one thing that we all hope for ourselves now more than ever po.
Now, it helps also that you have people to ground you and to like remind you of those things, no? So very important. Number 2, your hope for the industry.
My hope for the industry, well, someday I really hope that all of us can go back to performing to a live audience and all that po talaga. And my hope for the industry talagang yun po talaga, sana makabalik po tayo to the doing concerts and all of that. And yun po siguro.
Galing, no? And then the last one, your hope for the country, Darren.
Oh yeah. My hope
and
for
it's
the
home
country.
run, no? Balik tayo ulit doon. Your home, we started with you in Canada, but you're still Filipino. And now we're facing a lot of challenges. What is your hope for our country?
My hope for this country, this time po of uncertainty, it's brought us so many realizations po talaga, and sobrang napakahirap po nitong sitwasyon natin ngayon. Kaya I realized talaga that in life nothing is certain and that all things can change just like that. So let's not be a reason for someone's misery, but instead be a blessing po talaga. And if kaya, be an advocate of kindness. I really think kindness is one of the most important things now more than ever sa pinagdadaanan po natin sa mundo, not just in the Philippines. But one thing that also stood out to me po is to never lose hope despite all this, kasi nasubok na po tayo ng maraming beses na maraming panahon, pero nakakabangon po tayo at nakakabalik pa rin naman po tayo kasi Filipinos are very resilient, kaya kapit lang po tayo, and let's always be grateful for all the littlest blessings we have in life. And gamitin po natin, inspirasyon po talaga lahat ng pinagdadaanan natin.
At yun, no? Parang look for spaces when we can work together. Kasi yun yata, we're so divided now, but then if we look for spaces talaga na pwede tayong magkaisa and to push forward, that would be it. And then like lift each other up. Wala, yun, tama ka, be kind. And now I see her on Zoom. I see her on one square, and we're fans of her. Klarisse is here already.
Hey.
I'm all for excellent underdogs. Yun yung ganon. Yung tipong, like you didn't win The Voice, but then parang we feel that parang there's something, no, that needs to be heard, the stories, the voice. So Klarisse is there. Klarisse, open your na lang. What's your wish naman kay Klarisse? As someone like finally, no, given a chance like to shine and to like you, no, parang in the end, may title o wala, parang ganon, masaya tayo kasi she's doing good work.
Opo, of course, si Ate Klang and I go way back kasi
Ate Klang talaga. Okay, game.
I'd say I'm really happy for you, Ate Klang. Talagang ibang Klarisse po yung nakikita ko ngayon in terms of artistry and musicality din po, tsaka sa vocals. Oh my gosh, Ate Klarisse's vocals will just blow you away talaga. So I'm really happy for you. I'm very proud of you. Wow, naksaman as a little brother. Opo, and I just can't wait to see what other things Ate Klarisse has in store for all of us. At sana naman aabangan ko yung concert mo, Ate Klang.
Galing, no? And more collabs, and hopefully collabs in the future.
Yes
so,
po.
Thank you, Darren. We learned a lot from you, and you continue inspiring people. And with your life, with your songs, and with your stories, parang ituloy mo naman yon, na tipong show to us the aspirations of Filipinos who might have lived in Canada or some other place, but eventually yun pa rin yung pusong Pinoy na mabuti, magaling, at in the end, no, pero makabayan pa rin yun. So maraming salamat, Darren, and good luck in your concert, and we'll be supporting you.
Salamat po. Thank you so much for having me today. Salamat po.
Thank you. Up next, we're having the winner of Your Face Sounds Familiar, the last season, the recent season, Klarisse de Guzman. In a while, magtutuloy po tayo sa Level Up.
Paulit-ulit ngunit lagi lumilipad. Level up hanggang ulan. Level up tumitingkad. Level up matutupad. Go nang go nang go nang go nang go nang go lang go. Go nang go nang go nang go nang go nang go lang go. Taon-taon na lang pareho din ang iyong pinaplano. Ngayon mo na kailangan ng totoong pagbabago. Wag mo na kayang palampasin, wag na wag mo na kayang palampasin, wag na wag mo na kayang patagalin. Tenanaw mo na gawin mo na. Level up, lumilipad. Level up, hanggang ulan. Level up, tumitingkad. Level up, matutupad. Go nang go nang go nang go nang go nang go lang go. Go nang go nang go nang go nang go nang go lang go. Para sipagin na natin to. Para samahan niyo na ako. Wag mo na kayang palampasin, wag na wag mo na kayang palampasin, wag na wag mo na kayang patagalin. Tenanaw mo na gawin mo na. Lakas ng kalooban, lakas ng katawan, wala kang uurungan pag yuman ang dumaan. Sarili pagbutihin, maging isip at damdamin, lahat sila'y ayain ng mag-level up na din. Go nang go nang go nang go nang go nang go lang go. Go lang nang go. Go nang go nang go nang go nang go nang go lang go. Go lang nang go. Level up, lumilipad. Level up, hanggang ulan. Level up, tumitingkad.
Tagig po, parang uulan ba? Parang medyo po maambon.
Yun nga. Bakunada ka na?
Sa 17 po.
Very good, very good. O yan na, bakunadang pinag-uusapan pero ito, we're talking to a winner here. Kahit na anong pinagdaanan niya, sinasabing siya yung master or parang Miss Chess Contesera kasi nasalihan niya na yung lahat ng mga contest. Pero for me, the crowning glory was not only your face sounds familiar. The crowning glory is that there are people believing in her kahit na anong pinagdaanan niya. And now, this is about her time. So siguro, yun, let's learn from someone who patiently waited for her time to shine. And then someone, I guess, na pwede nating tularan in terms of yung tipo bang hindi nag-give up sa mga pangarap. Pero I bet I wanna ask her, meron sigurong mga points na papunta doon. Ang tawag sa kanya clang. Pero siguro hindi na siguro clang kasi yung clang parang bumagsak, di ba? Klarisse de Guzman's here and I'm a fan. Sorry. Talagang sinabi ko kay Ayen, I wanna have her because I'm all, and you know me, I'm all for artists who are really excellent underdogs. And how do you feel, Klarisse, na yun yung tingin sa'yo ng tao, na people are finally like cheering for you because you finally made it?
Yeah, sobrang saya po na yung success ko, parang naging success doon ng mga supporters ko na parang finally, diba, ang dami naman po kahit since The Voice, ang dami ko na rin pinagdaanan. Maraming times na I felt like I was always behind. Okay. Diba, parang ganun. So, ito po, sobrang thankful ako sa your face and eto na, naging na, yung happy ko nga po, matagal ko ng dream na makahawak ng trophy na as champion or grand winner. So finally,
yung your face journey mo, hindi mo sinabi sa sarili mo, ano contest na naman?
Yes.
Meron na akong slot sa ASAP, biritera na ako, kailangan ko pa bang gawin yon? What convinced you to do that?
Syempre naisip ko po yun, oh my God, contest na naman. Kasi pag contest po, nakakaiba yung pressure. Iba yung pressure, lalo na po puro kami mga celebrities. So, kumbaga may certain
Pero yun
expectation.
yung gusto ko sa'yo, you never, and parang embrace your being a celebrity, di ba? Parang hindi ka naman nag-feeling na okay, celebrity ako. Kaya nga, you know why? Kaya ka nag-blend into those characters. Kasi you didn't think of yung parang blank canvas ka. So, pwede mong gawin yung kung sino mang icon naka-assign sa'yo. Kasi kung meron kang yabang Klarisse, lalabas yung asta mo na Klarisse pa rin. But yun, parang pumasok ka dun sa iba't ibang characters dahil mabait kang tao. Parang yun, parang hindi yung feeling mo ikaw na. So, parang ako, hindi mo talaga naramdaman na celeb ka, di ba?
Yes po, parang yun yung inaano ko po sa isip ko. Ayoko po minsan napapa-feel ako na celebrity ka. Parang ayoko masyado ng special treatment po, lalo na sa mga tao. Parang gusto ko minsan yung normal lang. Actually, mas na-enjoy ko po yung mga kasama ko is yung mga normal na tao. Parang mas masaya po. Ang saya na mas genuine po. Ayun.
At Klarisse, di ba, yung measure natin of good people at marami tayong nakakasama sa trabahong ganyan, parang hindi yung okay pag may stature. Di ba, kung kausap boss, kausap sikat na artista, kita mo mabait silang lahat. Pero kung hindi na sikat, kung hindi na boss, doon mo talaga makikita ko yung maliliit na mga tao katulad ng mga yung crew, di ba? Dapat mabait ka doon sa mga walang kapangyarihan. And people talk about you like that.
Oh, thank you po.
You're one with these people. Yun nga lang, sinasabi nila, ay si Klarisse, she blends. Ano masasabi mo na, ay nagbe-blend si Klarisse sa mga hindi parang hindi celeb. Ano masasabi mo doon?
I take it as compliment kasi syempre mas pag mababait ka po kasi sa mga tao na like yung mga wala na mga normal na tao, what more pa sa mga mas ma-appreciate po nila yun 'di ba po, kumbaga mas totoo po, mas masaya, walang wall, masaya po yung walang wall, kumbaga friends mo lahat, tara usap chika tayo, ganun po.
Pero sino yung kaibigan mo talaga in the business?
In the business?
Si Darren nag-enumerate din siya at marami talagang non-showbiz at saka yung nasa ibang network pa. Ikaw talaga, sino yung napagsasabihan mo? Well, yung nasasabihan mo rin ng frustrations mo, ng fears mo, ng angst mo.
Well, ang mga friends ko po talaga, like, nung nagkasama po kami sa isang show sa ABS, sa We Love OPM, si Bugoy Trelon, si Lizelle Garcia, from Pinoy Dream Academy po. Para kami magkakapatid, and pag kami magkakasama po, parang parang wala po, parang kakain kami ng mga certain food, magluluto kami, ganun po.
Sorry, natawa tuloy ako. So, na-envision mo talaga na they won't end up together? Kasi yun yung nangyari. Kung kinaibigan mo sila, makikita mo kung bagay sila at magkakatuluyan sila. Pero magkaibigan pa rin sila ngayon, yun ang maganda doon. Diba?
Nga po mas maganda, mas okay sila as magkaibigan.
Maganda. Hindi ka naging third wheel?
Mabait po yung mga yun, sobra. Parang pag kami
Magaling po. So, this weekend, ito kung wala kang gagawin tomorrow, we're airing the Ryan Cayabyab Music Kantuhan, yung naging national artist siya. And Bugoy is so fortunate to have sung Paano Ba Kaya? Di ba? Nabiyayaan siya ng isang kanta ng national artist. Tapos nung kinanta niya yun, ang galing-galing. Talagang
sobra po. Sobra. Isa si Bugoy po sa mga feeling ko, sobrang distinct yung voice.
Ito rin, ikaw naman distinct. Meron ka rin nilabas na album, pero ito Klarisse, nung pinakikinggan kita nun, kaibigan ko si Jaja, isa sa pinakamatali ko, did people tell you merong hawig ka sa boses ni Jaja?
Yes po, meron po yung may mga nagsasabi po, Miss Lani, Miss Lucha.
Jaja. At yun pinasalamatan mo rin. I'm close to Lani Misalucha also. Pinasalamatan mo rin si Lani sa pagkapanalo mo. Nanood ako ng Your Face Sounds Familiar. Why?
Siyempre si Miss Lani, grabe din niya ako each year. Nag-uusap kami sa IG, sabi niya, galing-galing mo. Ganun. Bilang idol ko po siya ever since. Siyempre iba po yung impact sa akin. Oh my God, may idol.
And the dynamics ng boses, no? Hindi lang buga ng buga.
Grabe, iba po. And magaling din po si Miss Lani sa impressions.
Oo nga pala. Ang galing, ang galing, ang galing. But yung single mo dati, well, can you say that that's your anthem already, or you're gunning for sana makapaglabas ka ng isang kanta talaga na magiging anthem mo?
Yes po, parang ang gusto ko po, kasi mga songs ko po, most of my songs before was about heartbreak po talaga.
Broken-hearted.
Broken-hearted, masyadong hugot. So gusto ko po sanang makapaglabas ng song na makakapag-uplift ng spirit. Parang positive naman.
That's good, that's good.
Yes.
So yung nung kinanta mo yung single mong yun, feeling mo hindi yun anthem ng buhay mo?
Hindi ba naman po ako hindi ko ba naranasan. Huwag naman po sana. So, kaya nilagay ko po yung through during recording, nilagay ko po yung sarili ko sa song.
Can you refresh the people's minds? Well, just as a part of that single, at tingnan natin bagay talaga sa'yo or hindi yung kantang yun.
Ang title po rin is yung Wala Na Talaga, yung last single ko.
Yes.
Ako sa puso mo, hindi na ba ako ang mahal mo? Bakit ba kailangan ng isa?
Wag na yan kasi winner ka na eh. Huwag ka magmamahaawa ng pagmamahal. I think at this point, ibibigay sa'yo yan because of your goodness and your excellence. So, are you writing songs too?
Yes po, I do write songs po.
Very good, very good. Gaano ka-importante na yung isang singer nagsusulat din at this point?
Siyempre, napaka-important po nun. Iba rin po kasi pag mismo sa'yo nang galing yung song. Iba yung privilege, iba yung mafe-feel mo inside. And gusto ko rin po, actually, dream ko rin po makapagsulat for other artists. Di ba po?
Good. Napaka-selfless. Pero yun yan, di ba parang ang dami yung pag pinapakanta sa'yo, oo, pero in the end, yun yung katotohanan, yun yung storya ng ibang tao.
Yes,
so yan yung laban mo sa history na tipong pag long after you're gone, you say, people, si Klarisse yun, ito yung storya niya. So if you would write a song now, what would it be like? Tungkol saan, Klarisse?
So po, gusto ko about sa naging journey ko. So, kaya yung finally, parang some song na makakapag-uplift nga po, inspirational song. Di ba po? Parang ganun yung maganda.
May naiisip ka ng ganyan na gagawin? For your concert, I suppose, no?
Why not po? Parang yun din po yung gusto ko din.
Ang galing. But you waited for this for how long, Klarisse?
Yung magiging manalo po or mas ma-appreciate.
Magkaroon ng title, di ba?
Sobrang tagal po kasi since The Voice, it was way back 2013 pa po eh. And after that, syempre, thankful po ako na after that, nagtuloy-tuloy po, naging part ng ASAP, kumbaga, nagkaroon ng album, but yun nga po, minsan na-feel ko madalas on I was always behind the second choice, third choice, but
true, alam mo dyan, because we were the ones who started ASAP, no? Mahalaga pag ikaw yung nagsa-start or nag-i-end.
Yes. But I took it as a blessing pa rin, diba? Sabi ko, na kahit hindi ako maging makilala masyado, but longevity na lang yung ko nun eh. Still,
and hit songs, kapatid, kailangan talaga yung
yes,
so people will remember you for your hit songs and your sincerity. In the end, hindi lang naman excellent, dapat mabait ka. But like Darren, no, he started singing at the age of 3, ikaw 4. And then Darren said it was a Disney song. What was the first song at age 4 did you like learn?
Siyempre po yung lumaki ako sa mga diva songs, mga classic songs. But naalala ko po yung first song ko na natutunan ko, tugtog ng father ko po yung Di maamin, ikaw pa rin ang rockstar, ikaw pa rin ang ganun ba? Yan yung mga unang-unang natutunan song na pinapractice ko nun. But yung mga tumagal na po yan sila.
Pero at age 4, ha? At age 4, you were like singing those heartbreak songs, di ba? But kanino? Kay Darren kasi sa tatay daw niya, pero yung nanay niya sa dancing. Sa'yo, kaninong panig mo nakuha yung talent na pagkanta?
Sa father side ko po, mahilig ko talaga. Father ko.
Rockstar talaga yung ano. So okay, then after that, yun na nga, nagbagong kampiyon. When you were 9. So So yun. And then you had the Cercado sisters. And yung Almira Cercado and then yung Klarisse.
Klarisse, yes, kami po yung magkakasama before sa Grand Finals. Ayun, nakakatuwa nga po na di mo akalain na one day magsasama-sama rin kayo sa industriya. Kasi ang tagal po na stop after ng bagong batang kampiyon po yun. Stop na and then one day nagkita-kita kayo sa taping. Nakakatuwa na parang totoo nga po na may kanya-kanyang timing. May kanya-kanyang timing po ang isa't isa. Bibigay ni Lord sa tamang panahon. Diba po?
For a young kid like that, 9 years old, parang yung kay Darren din, no? Panung natalo siya dun sa The Voice Kids. Sino yung nag-ground sa'yo ng tamang values para hindi ka ngumawa talaga or mawalan ng loob? Kasi a kid there, di ba? May naka-standby psychologist para kausapin ka para hindi ka matrauma. Sa'yo, sino yung tumulong sa'yo na that is one of the losses. One day at a time, bukas mananalo ka naman.
Syempre po yung mom ko. Mom ko po talaga yung kasama ko sa mga auditions. Talagang siya yung, minsan nga po sa The Voice, may mga audition pa ako, siya yung pumipila for me. Siya po talaga yung kasama ko. Ever since po, stage mom. Kaya nga po kilala rin siya ng mga co-singers ko.
Kilala ba siya ni Mommy Divine?
Yes po! Naku! Mommy Divine, may mga bilin pa dati kay Mama na naalala ko first out of the country ko. Siyempre, after The Voice ko, nagbigay pa si Mommy Divine sa akin ng mga clothes ni Sarah. Dadalhin ko sa mga outfits ni Coach Sarah. So, nakakatawa po. And ina-advise niya rin si Mama na, yun nga po, gabayan lang ako. Ganun.
Ang galing, no? Parang at iba talaga na may anchor kang pamilya.
Yes po.
So, and then parang ang sukatan natin ng mabuting tao, yung mabait sa pamilya. Yung mabait lalo na sa magulang. Kaya pag naghanap ka ng boyfriend, yun din yung sukatan mo, di ba? At mga kaibigan dapat mabait sila sa nanay nila for more specifically. But yun nga, after that, nag-Star for a Night. Nagsama pala yung Angeline Quinto. Nagsama ba the batch?
Sila po si Coach Sarah po and si Angeline, grand finalist po sila. Ako po hindi ako umabot ng finals kasi nung semi-finals na po kami ni Coach Sarah, yung Ate Stars yung naglaban. And siya yung nanalo in our batch.
Okay.
For the finals na yun po.
Pero may nakaband ka bang ibang tao doon during that time? Yung very first Star for a Night?
Ako po at ang youngest nun sa batch namin ng semi. And naalala ko po kami kaya nakaband ko rin po talaga si Coach Sarah. No? Naalala ko, nagtipid pa kami nun sa kinainan namin. Siyempre, tipid-tipid ang in-order namin nun. Pinakamurang meal. Ayun.
Tapos ngayon, endorser na siya. Di ba? Parang naging endorser siya. Question, naging crush mo ba nun si Mark Bautista?
Sobrang ako pa po nun. Siguro po
okay.
11 years old, parang ganun po.
Ibang klase. But so what was the learning when you joined Star for a Night? Ano yung manatutunan mo na pwede mong i-share sa mga tao?
Natutunan ko po, yun nga, syempre nakikita ko rin sa performance-wise. Sana maging ganyan din ako kagaling. Like, naalala ko si Coach Sarah noon paglabas niya ng audition. Sabay din kami nag-audition. Wala, ang galing niya, tapos ang ganda niya pa. Para siyang si Mama Mary. Gano'n. Kahit yung mga natutunan ko, kahit natalo ako doon, parang tinake ko siya as motivation din. Tingnan mo yung nakalaban ko si Miss Sarah. Diba? Coach Sarah. Sarah Heronimo na siya ngayon. So, I took it as motivation po, inspiration din si Miss Sarah.
Ang galing. Para rin yan nag-work sa isang corporate world. Sasabihin mo, I want to be my boss, to be an extension of my excellence, or of who I want to be. So yun. And then really surround your people with people you want to be. Di ba? Parang yung iba kasi ayaw nila to work with the best. Kasi parang gusto nila sila yung magaling. Meron tayong nakikitang ganyan sa industriya, no? Pero ikaw, who did you have sa team mo? Kasi sino-sino yung mga gustong-gusto mong makasama? Or na-enjoy mo? Yun ba yung nag-push sa'yo talaga para to be really good?
Yes,
ang natawa kasi ako, sinasabi mo, hindi talaga ako marunong sumayaw. But did you get, kunyari, a really good dancer to teach?
Yes, with the help of our, mga coaches sa The Voice, sa Your Face, talagang, sabi ko, chinaga ako, may one time pa nga po na sobrang pressured ako noon. My God, mag-Lady Gaga ako na pero hindi po natuloy yung episode na yun. Talagang kinausap ko po yung dancing D-grind. Pwede ba ako pumunta sa rehearsal niyo? Turuan niyo ako kahit isang araw lang.
Galing. So, hindi mo mapapatawad yung sarili mo pag hindi mo ginalingan.
Yes po, parang gusto ko rin kasi mabigay ko po yung best ko every performances. Sabi ko nga po, gusto ko every performances, enjoy lang. Enjoy lang. Kung naman ako, bonus na lang po yun. Pag nakakatapos nga po ako mag-perform, parang sobrang, tapos na.
Ang galing. Pero parang hininga mo lang. Yung tipong it's really, kahit walang audience doon, it's reaching, hindi pa bida eh. It's reaching out to the audience na kahit imaginary, yung iba yung feeling that you felt you gave a good performance. And you feel that. Alam mo, meron kang times sinasabi, ay, nag-hold back pa ako. Parang hindi ko nabigay lahat.
Lalo na yung first few icons. Ayan. Nangangapa pa.
So you critique yourself. Are you harsh? Are you harsh on yourself?
Though ako po kasi, hindi ako masyado mahilig manood ng videos ko. Nakikringe po ako pag nakapanood ko. Ay, lalo na pag may kasamang iba, gusto ko po kung manonood lang ako lang mag-isa din. Oh my God, dapat hindi ganito ginawa ko, ganito ginawa. Then humihingi pa ako ng advice sa mga friends ko. Like yan sila ko. Siyempre, may mga singers din sila, advices. Yan.
So, tumalo na tayo, pero sa The Voice, ano naman yung natutunan mo? Dito sa different journey too, no? So, kakaiba yon dahil actually doon ka naman na-notice talaga sa The Voice.
Yes.
Yun. Parang you had a distinct sound, pero na-rediscover because of your reinvention sa Your Face Sound Familiar. So, ano yung mapapasalamatan mo doon, mapapasalamat mo sa The Voice, at ano yung natutunan mo na pwede naming matutunan?
Well, sa The Voice, sobrang thankful po ako dyan kasi yan po yung naging starting point ko. Kumbaga yan ako nagsimula talaga. And marami po akong natutunan performance-wise kay coach na yung ngayong wag mag-hold back and tuwing kakanta ka, just sing from the heart.
That's
true. It's not important if you can reach those high notes perfectly, di ba? But basta galing po sa puso. And natutunan ko po kasi before The Voice, talagang almost give up na po ako. Parang feeling ko, hindi na siguro ako for pagkanta. Kasi mga kasabayan ko po, like sila Angeline, papanood ko na sa TV, oh my God, buti pa sila. So, feeling ko noon, parang siguro, hindi ako para doon. Talagang feeling ko po, madalas po ako noon, nare-reject din ako sa auditions kasi may times na sasabihin ako na, magaling ka kaso papayat ka muna.
Ganun talaga. Or hindi ka nag-fall sa trap na magaling ka pero kailangan mong may distinct look, kailangan mong tulayan yung buhok mo at gano'n. Parang di ba parang pinaglalaroan ka ng stardom.
Kaya nga po sa The Voice, sobrang naging interested din po ako doon kasi one point po is sabi ko, The Voice, ito yung nakatalikod yung coaches. So, hindi nila madidiscriminate kung mataba ka, kung di ka artistahin. So, gano'n. Sabi ko, sali nga ako dito, gano'n.
Kaya kita chinicheer kasi yun nga, parang despite everything, parang yun, self-love talaga eh. Kung ano yung meron kang i-offer sa mga tao, tatanggapin ka ba sa authentic, no? So, before we talk about extensively your Face Sounds Familiar journey, let's go through the emotions. Kailan ka pinakamasaya sa career mo or sa buhay mo?
Pinakamasaya sa buhay ko, pag napapasaya ko po yung parents ko.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Pa naman po kasi saya. Kasi di ba kaya ka rin naman po nag-work hard for them then. Ganun.
Ang galing. Kailan ka pinakamalungkot?
Malungkot ako.
Yung tipong, not all your setbacks, yung pagkatalo mo, kinalungkot mo, di ba? Sabi mo nga, meron yung iba parang okay lang yan, parang you took it as a challenge. Pero kailan yung parang feeling mo na down ka?
Na down? Siguro pag mga may times
pag walang racket.
Isa na rin po yan. And pag may mga tao po na grabe din mambash, siguro parang kahit binigay mo na yung best mo, parang wala pa rin, di pa rin. Though hindi ko na-please naman lahat. But siguro may mga times po na gano'n, apektado pa rin ako sa mga nababasa ko. Ganun.
Let us learn from it and then tell us also how you addressed it. What was the worst thing said about you and then how did you address it?
Sobrang dami po, hindi ko na maisa-isa eh.
Talaga. Pero paano ba namin kailangan or ng mga taong nanonood sa'yo, paano kailangan harapin yung mga ganyan?
Well, before po, sobrang affected pa ako. Talagang pag nagbabasa ako, parang umiiyak ako, parang parang ayoko na nga. Parang ganito pala sa showbiz, ang daming pupuna sa'yo.
Pero
Ganun.
magandang ina-acknowledge mo na okay, nasaktan ako. Parang
Opo,
ganun.
yeah. But ngayon po, parang na-learn ko na rin yung the art of deadma. Parang gano'n. Yaman na nga. Parang huwag ka na lang pa-apekto. Kumbaga, galingan mo na lang pa. Galingan mo pa sa susunod para ma-prove mo na mali sila. Parang gano'n ba.
Ang galing. Ako, I always tell my artists, your best weapon is a good work.
Yes
No?
po.
Parang you don't have to answer all the controversies. Your best weapon is a good work. Now, sinabi ko to kay Darren kanina, yung mga tao o mga bagay na nagpapagalit sa'yo are the things na nagagalit ka lang naman when they cross the line and when you hold dear some values, no? Kailan ka nagalit ever or paano mo pinapakita yung galit mo at paano nila malalaman na si Klarisse ay galit na yan? Tahimik ba or nangaaway ka talaga?
Galit, hindi po ako ganun tao. Hindi nga rin po ako confrontational. More on tahimik lang po ako.
So, bottled up yung emotion.
Guess po. Once na siguro galit din ako sa mga tao na grabe din na mambaba ng ibang tao.
Okay, good. Di ba?
Lalo na pag mga kaibigan ko, ganun po. And
Kasi you value equality, you value pagiging patas lang. Good. Saan ka natatakot? When were you ever fearful or frightened of anything?
Takot ako syempre po pag to lose my loved ones. Sobrang yun po yung fear ko talaga. Lalo na ngayon po yung mom ko is medyo hindi na po siya nakakasama sa akin dahil nga po sa diabetes, madaming complications. So, ayun po yung mga takot ko din na and prayer. Lalo na po ngayon may virus, so nakakatakot. Yun po talaga yung mga kinakatakutan ko.
Those are the things beyond us, no? Na hindi natin control. Yeah.
Natin kontrolado.
Most embarrassing moment on stage.
Stage? Po, yung mga events na nadadapa ako sa stage.
Talaga? How do you handle it?
Wala. Kapiti na lang, di ba? Joke na lang. Kaya nyo yun.
Nakakayanan mong ganun. Parang make fun of yourself.
Tatawanan ko na lang siya.
And di ba, the more that they love you or identify with you, pag ganun, di ba?
Yes po, natatawan na lang din sila. And gawin mo na lang light. Gawin mo light ka sa damdamin mo. Mag-walkout ka sa stage.
So, ito naman, kailan ka naging sentimental?
Sentimental, like yung yung last na pagkapanalo ko, sobrang sentimental.
Yung trophy na ba yun ba mabigat? Kasi parang
nalala ko, ang sakit ng braso ko kinabukasan.
Pero sasabihin ko, huy, baka matusok ka, Klarisse. Kasi ang daming layers ng ang daming pointed edges. But yun, you were sentimental because nag-flash sa yung journey mo ng pag-Klarisse.
Sobrang hindi ko in-expect na akala ko magiging, perform lang doon, siguro another contest. Karang ganito dadaan.
Ang maganda doon, parang ang naging playground nyo lang.
Yes.
Parang contest yun. Pressured kayo, pero you enjoyed it, Klarisse.
Yes, and ang dami ko pong natutunan doon.
Sige, go. Sabihin mo.
May ako na before na hindi ko nagagawa, may mga songs po ako na never ko kinanta, but sa Your Face kinanta ko and naisip ko, oh my God, kaya ko pala tong song na.
Ano yun? Anong song?
Even yung song ko po na Summer Over the Rainbow po ni Miss Patti LaBelle, hindi ko siya
ang galing mo naman doon.
Sobrang taas. So, grabe yung mga ginagawa.
Natawa ko yung magiging senti ka, pero yung buhok mo ang laki-laki.
Ang saya nga po. Yun din po yung ang saya din na part ng Your Face, yung mga full transformation experience.
So, you need to really take some selfless person na walang ego to get into the role. Di ba? Yung parang blank slate, yun nga yung kaya ka perfect doon. Kasi nga, kung kargado kang bilib na bilib sa sarili mo, mahirap yun, Klarisse. Mahirap talaga.
Parang ayoko din. Actually, medyo na awkwardan po ako pag yung tao compliment ng compliment. Ano ba yung magaling? Ang daling mo. Gusto galing ka. Parang ayoko siyang Medyo pessimist po kasi akong tao eh. Like, feeling ko hindi ako magaling. Ganun po talaga. Hindi ko alam. Minsan mali na siya eh. Sabi nga nila.
Yun yung lesson ko siguro ng Diyos. Sabihin mo lang thank you.
Thank you.
Diba, they would want to give you that compliment. And sincere yun naman. And also their need to be needed. Like, give it to them na tipong, oo, they want to give you that compliment. At tanggapin mo rin naman na, oo, thank you na lang. Kasi
Ayoko po kasi siyang ipasok dito sa ulo na masyado na loaded
you
na.
have friends to tell you that. Yun yung
po.
kaibiganin mo na wag isipin. Na kunyari parang the day after, isipin mo pa ba na champion ka? Hindi. Kailangan mo magluto or di ba, to deal with bills and other realities, di ba? Yun yung mga kaibigan mo talaga. Ito, when did you feel most loved?
Pag nakikita ko po yung mga suporta sa akin ng tao. Grabe po, like, yung sa grand finals, grabe yung effort na ginawa ng mga fans po na iba, yung patarpaulin, even my family relatives, sobrang...
Kapatid, yung vote.
Yes.
Tayo, di ba? Parang for them to expand, and then si Direk Arnel, di ba? Nakita ko yun. Yes, ko kasi nung bumoboto sa'yo. Kung ganun.
So I feel love. Nakaka-touch na parang sinamahan nila ako doon. Baga din nila ako pinabayaan.
Ang ganda. But then it happened during the pandemic. So parang, had it been a different time, it would have like, really, you would have gone to town with a big concert na right after, no? Pero the limitation is that we're under a pandemic, and you did the contest under the pandemic kasi iba rin yung The Voice, iba yung Your Face Sounds Familiar pag talagang yung makeup mo napapatagal. Di ba? Yung tipong perfect. Kasi ito, kita mo naman, limited yung mga taong who attends to you. So, parang, mas understanding yung mga tao. But winning in this time of the pandemic, people will say, it's such a big blessing. Saan pumunta yung premyo, Klarisse? I want to know.
Wala pa po eh. Hindi ko...
Maganda yun.
Ongoing pa lang po. And siguro...
saan pupunta na lang? Parang naka-budget na. Okay.
Dito po yun for sure para sa mga bagay-bagay. And syempre ngayong pandemic po, lahat naman po sa industry natin yung pinaka-affected. Ang daming events po na nawala. Ang daming events na supposedly mga racket na hindi natuloy. Kaya po, sobrang thankful ako na even this pandemic, di ako pinabayaan ni Lord na naging part ako ng isang show. Na kaya,
kasi kung hindi, ang hirap, di ba? Kasi at least Your Face Sounds Familiar. Parang si Darren may ASAP. And he would look forward to ASAP ng Thursday, Friday na tinitape yung no? At least ikaw may Your Face Sounds Familiar na nilulook forward mo. Kung walang pandemya, naging plantita ka ba? Or what skill would you have honed? Luto-luto, nagbenta ka na rin ba sa amin dapat?
Pero nung pandemic po, talagang po ako ng home studio. Mahilig din po kasi ako mag-produce ng mga music, ganun.
Very good.
So yun naging pinagkaabalahan ko nung pandemic and nag-upload sa YouTube, ganun po.
Very good. So naging vlogger ka rin.
Ay po, yung mga upload sa YouTube po ng mga music. Cover.
Hey guys ka, hindi ka naman na gano'n.
Ganyan. Pero gusto ko sana maging vlogger po, ang saya din.
Pero siguro you'll find your voice as a vlogger, pero we want to see you really sing songs na tatagos sa amin dahil ikaw yon.
Maybe you can write song for me po, Sir Noel.
We'll see, ha? Meron kaming, I've partnered with Luyo Capo and Mr. C. Klarisse. You know what song? Wag mo na kunin to, pero alam mo yung kantang Here I Am ni Mr. C na kinanta ni, sino to na Philippine Idol? Miguel. Ang ganda ng kantang yan.
Narinig ko po siya, yes.
Here I Am niya, parang ganun na kanta, di ba? Like proving the world na, yun. Hanapin mo, i-google mo, parang gawa tayo ng gano'n, and then yun, it has to be an anthem, Klarisse. Ito, walang inspiration, walang love.
I'm happy naman po ngayon.
Ay, ako, showbiz yung sagot. Showbiz, ayaw ni Bugoy at ni Lisel. Huwag ganon.
Ngayon, syempre po.
Ang ganda, kasi iba yung would tell you the truth. Not what you wanna hear.
Yes po.
It's the kind of voice that you need to give you to give you support when you need it, pero would ask you the right questions. Yun. Parang ako, here in this show, it's really more learning. What can people learn from your love story, if ever? Ano yung nag-work na relasyon para yun yung dapat maging panuntunan ng, alam mo namang iba-iba sa iba't ibang tao, no? Pero what works for you?
Siguro po yung talaga dapat nagja-jive kayo. Pareho kayo ng yung may respect kayo sa isa't isa. Diba? Maintindihan din po yung work ko.
Doesn't have to be in the same industry, no?
Yes po, yes po.
Very good, very good. Ako, ito yung sinasabi ko sa mga talents ko, Klarisse. Tignan mo ha, kung pasok ka dito. Number 1, dapat gumagaling ka because of that relationship. Check ba?
Yes naman po.
Okay.
Dapat may inspiration, ganon.
Saka hindi ka pinipigilan to do the things you wanna do.
Yes.
Diba? You're at your best. At pati siya ha, dapat. Number 2, Klarisse, bumabait ka dapat. Sa totoong relasyon, bumabait ka. Yun. Totoo ba yan? Check or hindi?
Ano po ba yung halo ko dito?
Ay, hindi pa naman masyado. Shadow. Nakikita pag nilalagay mong gano'n. Number 3, Klarisse. O yan, magandang checklist to. Even to our listeners and viewers. So, pangatlo, lumalapit ka sa Diyos. Mas nilalapit ka na sa Diyos. So, pang-apat, ito. Hindi pwedeng you and me against the world. Hindi pwedeng hinihiwalay ka sa ibang tao. Parang ang totoong relasyon at even mga kaibigan, no, pumapasok sa tamang hulma, yung tipong blends with your family, with your friends, with your community, even your commitment to other people. Pasok.
Pasok.
At na. O ito huli, Klarisse. Tingnan, ilan na naging boyfriends mo? After nito, alam mo, napaka-close na natin. Kasi parang napaka-open.
Konti lang po.
Konti. Okay to. And you've gone through toxic relationships also.
Yes po.
Okay. Klarisse, ito. Balikan mo lahat ng mga pictures mo with your boyfriends. Pinakamaganda ka nung pinakamaayos yung relasyon mo.
Apo.
Totoo, di ba? Because inner peace goes out also with your aura. So yun yung 5. So kung pasok yan lahat, in-nurture mo na. At nagdadasal yan. Pero yun, a lot of people, yun, either napatatag or nawasak yung mga relasyon ngayong pandemic. Pero yun nga yung maganda ngayon kasi ang tinuro rin sa atin ng pandemic, we go for things and people and relationships that would last.
Yes po.
Hindi yung dahil may problema, wala na agad.
Yung gusto po natin, di ba? Relationship that will last. Talaga.
Okay. So, ang ganda. So, after nito, so you're really considering, ito na pangmatagalan.
I hope po. Sana naman.
Magaling. So, idol mo dyan, Casey Tandingan, ganun ba? Sino relationship goals?
Lalagay ko ba tayo, siyempre, Sarah and Mateo.
pero ang hirap naman ng pinagdaanan. Gusto mong pagdaanan yung ganun? Mahirap yon. Alam mo, parang ang close na natin after dito. Sino yung pattern mo na tipong, pwede namang Sarah Mateo. Okay naman yon.
Madami. Like,
pero sino yung parang gusto mo na sana gano'n? Good yung Sarah Mateo.
Yan sila KZ and TJ, di ba? Ang cute. Na parang,
okay yun.
Start sila as magkaibigan, but ngayon, di ba? Grabe din yung dalawa.
Sino pa? Go. We wanna be inspired. So, hindi Bugoy and Lisel.
Ay, isa pa po yun.
Ang maganda yun. Maganda yun dun sa naging sila pero magkaibigan pa rin after.
Yes.
Okay yun. So, sino pa? Go inspire us.
Sino pa ba? Napaisip bigla, no?
So, anong effect niya sa'yo?
Siyempre, motivate ka, kumbaga inspired ka po, di ba? Na, kumbaga, mas gagalingan ko pa. Parang gano'n, para, basta, masaya po. Kasi iba po mag-perform pag masaya kayo.
Anong profession niya? Hindi kasi parang ano yung effect mo sa kanya, kapatid?
Syempre po, iba. Parang inspired ka.
Paano niya kino-content yung drama mo? Kasi yung mga artist, di ba, sobra ring mag-emote at sobrang kaya niya.
Opo. Kaya. Kasi ako po, off-cam, makulit ako.
Okay.
Palabiro. So, nagja-jive. Ganun.
Language of love mo ay service, gifts, touch. O, ganda yung touch.
Ano po, service, parang ganun. Mahilig po ako magluto, ganun.
Okay. So, yun. You see yourself going into serious relationship at what age? Yung kunyari, settling down.
Siguro ngayon, hindi muna.
Oo, yan. It's time for you to fulfill your dreams.
Yes,
no?
fulfill muna. And marami pa pong goals.
At alam niya yon.
Opo.
Good, good, good. And for him also, no, to fulfill his dreams.
Yes po.
Dapat ganun eh. Yung tipong, well, I also tell people, you cannot share what you don't have. So, kailangan feel each other with a lot of love. Mas maganda yung tipong nakatingin kayo, iba't iba yung dreams nyo. Pwede, meron pa nga iba, nagko-compete pero hindi nyo kailangan mag-compete kasi iba naman kayong profession.
Yes
But
po.
striving for excellence.
Yes po.
Siguro. Okay yun, Klarisse. At least you have a healthy relationship. And then yun na nga, your relationship kasi in the home will always be reflected to your relationships in at work and in your personal relationship, no? So pag sinabing ganyan, ano yung tatak ni Klarisse pag nasa ganong relasyon? Ano yung role mo? Ikaw ba yung taga-nurture? Ikaw ba yung fun? Okay, mga magaan na kasama.
Ako po yun. Feeling ko ako yun yung magaan and pag may problem man lang man,
magpapatawa.
yes, and kumbaga, instead of problemahin mo, isipin mo yung solution, di ba?
Galing, ang galing. Kasi here in our industry, di ba, para lang ipakita na may ginagawa, talagang problema yung i-highlight, di ba? At tataasan ng, alam natin yun, magtataasan ng boses, pero we respect those people who are quietly doing something na mas solution-oriented. Ang galing. Kasi dinadala natin yung relasyon sa bahay, relasyon sa work, relasyon sa personal, no? So, and blessing na yun, Klarisse, yung meron kang sense of humor or yung pagiging tight.
Opo, sabi nga nila na daw ako maging bagay daw akong komedyante.
No, pero gift yon ha at this point. Kasi, pero napapatawa ka rin naman. Ikaw ba nagpapatawa or napapatawa ka rin ng partner mo?
Napapatawa rin naman po.
Okay. So hindi ka drama queen at least.
Uy, hindi ako drama queen talaga eh. Kahit po sa lahat ng
aspect. Do you see yourself like Darren who would venture into acting?
Sana, parang gusto ko rin po talaga i-try. Gusto ko
yan, Ayen. Sabihin na natin kay Ayen.
Actually, sa music video ko po, yung first time ko nga arte. Sa next.
Okay, let's start the possibilities. So, Klarisse, you are open to acting. Even, ito siguro, may not be sitcoms on TV, but then musicals. You see yourself doing that?
Yes po, I would love to do it
Ang
po.
galing.
Parang frustration kasi iba po talaga din pag mga teatro galing, no? Grabe yung respect ko po sa kanila.
Oh, we have friends in PETA, in Atlantis. I hope they see that side in you, no? Kasi di ba yung ginawa mo sa Your Face Sounds Familiar, nag-transform ka, and okay ka, di ba, na can assume another character. Ang galing, galing. Other things that you want to do after winning Your Face Sounds Familiar?
Yun nga po, gusto ko sanang makapag-produce din ng mga songs. Bilang ko rin po talaga na ako po mismo mag-produce, magsusulat, and
not only for you, no?
Not only for me, gusto ko rin po sana sa ibang artist.
Kanino? Sino yung gusto mong sulatan ng kanta? Bukod kay Bugoy at Lisel.
Marami po like yung mga kasamahan ko po sa ASAP, like yan sila KZ, di ba? Mga ang galing mag-interpret ng songs.
That's true. Ang galing, napaka-selfless naman. Because there are some songs you create na sasabihin mo, mas maganda siguro pag dito.
Yes po, totoo.
Alam mo, maturity yan eh. Yung tipong hindi laging ikaw yung bida. Yung tipin mo, there's enough space for everyone. Yung sasabihin mo, mas maganda bagay ito kung siya yung gagawa kasi may ibang atake. Pero ano yung aakuin mo? Like, Klarisse, what song yung existing ngayon na hindi mong sabihin, ayan yung kanta ko?
Kanta ko, ano ba? Oh my God, ang hirap.
I liked it when you sang I Can't Make You Love Me.
Yes. Gusto ko rin yung song na yan.
Sakit. Ang sakit yung kinanta mo yun. Yeah. Pero nagtatak yun.
Yes po, yes.
Yan. Pero ano yung kanta na parang anthem mo?
Anthem ko po, siguro yung favorite ko po talagang kinanta ko din na since The Voice pa lang at kinakanta ko sa mga event is yung To Love Somebody. Favorite ko po yan talaga yan. And ang dami ko na rin
kinita doon. Kasama ba din yan sa mga probinsya mo at ano?
Yes. Kasi sobrang masa pag ganyang kanta.
Uy, can you give us a sample please? Konti lang.
You don't know what it's like.
Yan, galing.
Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody the way I love you.
Okay na yun kasi at least hindi yung diret, no? Hindi ka mapapa-happy fiesta pag kinanta mo. Ang galing. Any other thing? Yung tipong, ay, kanta ko yan sa buhay ko.
Siguro, gustong-gusto ko po yung song ni ay, nakalimutan ko yung title po, Tagalog siya na luma yung, ang kailangan mo'y tibay ng loob, kung mayroong pagsubok man. Na 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 yung kantang yun. Basta't makitay ka lamang.
Rearrange lang yan, di ba? Para maging ganyan yung ano. Oo, pagsubok lang, parang ganun. Pero jukebox actually yan.
Yes po, maghintay ka lamang. Basta't maghintay ka lamang ngayon.
Yung rockstar talaga, April Boys, ang ano mo, no?
Parang sobrang po, nakalimutan ko kung sino pong kumanta eh.
I know, Lani yata sang it. Or parang yung may ganung version na malumanay na ni-rearrange.
Parang ang alam ko po pa, it's either yung yung bulag, pipi at dingi.
Ganun yun.
Ali.
Ang galing. So, yun. Nandun ka sa mga kantang yun. Okay.
Mga anthem lang, mga kumbaga yung gusto ko lang po yung message ng song. But personally po, ang gusto ko po yung mga songs for me, ang gusto ko po napipit sa akin is parang mga medyo Kelly Clarkson, birit na medyo rock. Or Pink, matataas, and mga ganun po ganun po yung gusto ko sana, mga Jessie J, ganun.
Yes. Collabs, Klarisse. Collab.
Ang dream ko po sana makakollab sa mga banda ngayon like Ben and Ben. Parang iba naman po like Up Darmadan, mga yan po. Parang ang saya lang. Parang iba naman. Iba.
Ben and Ben, no? Yung songwriting, ibang klase.
Yes, grabe.
Yung tipong may double meaning that, it can be a personal relationship pero bumabansa.
Opo.
Pwede ganun, no? Parang, ibang klase. Up Dharma down din. Pero iba rin, no? Kaya English, kaya Tagalog. Parang sasal pa rin.
Lyrics po sobrang lalim na pero tagos, pag nalaman mo yung totoo, pag inintindi mo siya, oh my God, no, ang galing. Paano nila naisip yun? Parang gano'n.
Ang ganda kasi nakita mo yung yung fusion ng band at saka soloist. But for a solo artist, sino yung gusto mong makatrabaho?
Makatrabaho?
Kapatid ngayon, pag pandemya, naka-box-box yung mga members ng band.
Well, thankful naman po ako yung mga dream kong makatrabaho. Nakatrabaho
sa ASAP, di ba?
Opo. Like yan, sila Miss Reg, Sir Gary. And siguro kung magkakaroon man ako ng dream, syempre sa Hollywood.
Okay, go, game.
Ayan po sila. Adele.
Yes.
Diba? Beyonce. Sobrang dream come true. Baga, pwede na akong mamatay mo na kasama ko lang.
Marami ka pang gagawin. So when people ask, what kind of music do you espouse? Ano ba yung music ni Klarisse? Ano yon?
Ako po kasi old soul ako eh. Mahilig po ako sa mga music na medyo luma. Yun po yung mga listening ko. And kung ako po ang song ko, siguro more on ang genre ko pong nakikita ko sa sarili ko, yun po soul music and ganun po, yun po siya nakikita. Ballad.
Do you listen to Emily Sunday?
Yes po, yes.
Bagay sa'yo yun. Pwedeng maging read all about it. Alam mo yun?
Parang napakinggan ko siya sa Spotify, yan.
Oo, yung tipong gusto mong magmatapang and then talk about yun nga, yung nangyayari ngayon. And how do you feel about that? Yung parang yung situation natin. Do you feel you can artists can help at this point? Gaano ka-relevant yung role ng artists ngayon? Ngayong pandemya.
During this pandemic, syempre lahat po tayo, di ba, apektado naman yan. Like, madami sa atin, bahay lang. But sobrang blessed po kaming mga artists and nakakapagbigay kami ng entertainment. Di ba? Kahit, syempre lahat po tayo, minsan may mga malulungkot sa nangyayari, may mga nawalan ng work, merong nawalan ng mahal sa buhay. So, kahit paano po, somehow, nakakatulong kami to kahit man lang sa saglit na panahon, on that moment, nakapagpasaya po kami. Kumbaga, di ba?
No longer at this point, no longer also escape. Kasi okay kang mag-escape, magpatuwa, pero there's somehow music also to like let
Yes.
people become hopeful, di ba? Or yung, hindi ko alam, Klarisse, at this point, manggising.
Opo, totoo.
Ramdam ko rin nung pag nawala yung franchise sa ABS-CBN. Parang, oo, enough. Well, sabi nga, in one forum that I attended, makikita natin yung pagkakaiba in the next few days, malapit ng eleksyon, may iba yung itsura ng mga vlogs, mag-iiba yung itsura ng, di ba, yung mga feeds sa social media. Pero ang gawin natin, let's stick to our core.
Yes,
And let's stick to our music that would like enlighten and inspire people. Di ba? Parang ganun. Maraming fake news, di ba?
Yes.
Maraming pwedeng mag-confuse, di ba? Pero the thing is, it should make us stronger as people na gawin yung tama at gawin yung mabuti. Now, let's go to my last questions to Darren. O yung mga sana mo sa sarili mo. What else do you envision for you, or do you pray for, or do you hope for you?
Sana ito na yung maging start mo ng panibagong Klarisse. Kumbaga.
Magbabago mo ng pangalan, i-drop mo na ba yung De Guzman? Di ba ganun? Pag may turning point, di ba?
Yes, para iba naman or ano na.
Inalis yung Amon, di ba? Pag or may ganun, give yourself Klarisse na lang, di ba?
Pwede. Para, kasi minsan mahirap din yung mahabang apelido.
Sabihin mo kay Ayen, alis na. Klarisse, di ba? Kakaiba. Okay. Ano pa? Hopes for yourself?
Hope for myself, sana mas maging masaya pa.
Totoo yan.
Masaya pa, and mas mapasaya ko pa yung parents ko kasi diba, lalo na ngayon, diba, hindi mo naman po alam ayoko magsisi one day na sana pala, ganun.
And somehow it's really not all for us. No? It's not for us. It's for people we love and people we care for. So okay yun. Second, for the music community, for our industry, Klarisse.
For our industry, sana magtulungan tayo. Kumbaga pagsubok lang tong nangyayari sa atin. And kumbaga
pagsubok, no? Nakakamiss talaga.
Grabe po, nakikita ko lahat po yung mga friends, sobrang affected yung industry natin. And I hope sana one day bumalik na, though hindi man totally normal, but maka-cope up na tayo ng totally. Diba, magkaroon na tayo, makantahan na ulit natin yung mga audience ng live, makapag-shake hands na ulit tayo, ganun po, yun yung mag-dream ka. And sa mga kasama ko po sa industry, kumbaga, tulungan lang, and I hope, naniniwala naman ako na one day, magiging okay rin ang lahat.
Pero parang hindi dadaan doon hanggat hindi tayo nag-move, no? Ngayon parang medyo, let's look for spaces. Again, I told Darren this. Let's look for spaces na pwede tayong magtulungan. Yes. Kasi parang ang laki ng challenge.
Yes. Ngayon, di ba? Uso na po ngayon online na Di ba? Online na lahat. Concert, collaboration. So, ganun.
So, look for spaces na pwede tayong magtulungan and push forward. Now, the last one, for the country. What do you hope for the country?
I hope for the country, and sana po tayong lahat mo maging face shield tayo ng isa't isa.
Ay, ang ganda.
Supportahan natin.
Face shield, ha?
Maging shield tayo
okay.
Maging shield tayo ng isa't isa po. Kumbaga,
protect each other, no?
Lahat naman tayo affected ng pandemic, and let's pray po na maging okay na yung lahat, matapos na to, and mayakap na natin yung isa't isa. Kumbaga, yun yung isang bagay na nilook forward ko, yung wala na tayong inhibitions. Kumbaga, ang sarap ng feeling na mayayakap na ulit natin yung isa't isa, makakapag-usap ng walang harang. Di ba po? Yun, and I hope, sana maging okay na po. Hindi lang po sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong mundo. And
ang galing yun, parang maging let's shield each other. Let's look at the goodness of each other, yung tipong ganon, and then so that we can embrace each other ng mas malalim. Kasi di ba, this pandemic made us learn na ang daming artificialities, and we were able to let go of those.
Sobrang dami ko rin pong realizations during this pandemic.
Like what? Share it. Last few minutes.
Like, before, di ako mapakali sa bahay.
Totoo yan.
Pandemic, oh my God, ang saya naman pala, ang saya na na-appreciate ko yung mga bagay na hindi ko na-appreciate before, mga maliit na bagay na appreciate natin.
And Klarisse, it's not asking or it's not wanting for more, no?
Yes po.
It's measuring what you have already.
Yes po.
Kasi di duda, di ba? Parang gano'n na ano. Pero, but the thing is, you just have to say thank you and be more grateful. Pero, ang maganda doon, naging mas kontento ka at ni-nurture mo kung anong meron. Tin-treasure mo yung kung anong meron ka. So, isa-isa yun sa mga ano. And in the end, we see you coming from a better place and coming from a good place. No? So, how can artists be relevant at this point? Di ba parang, oo, sa pandemic, parang nakakainis, parang hindi naging essential. Di ba parang, na nga, sabi mo nga, sa 17th ka pa, no? Parang ang sa hierarchy, di ba? Pero pag election, kasama kayo palagi. Di ba ganon? Pero ngayon, how do you make art, how do you make songs and music essential?
Siguro,
ito na sa healing ng mga tao, di ba?
Opo, siguro parang yung totoo lang, yung totoo.
Galing.
Totoo, yun po. Yung genuine authenticity, yun po para sa akin eh. Yung makaka-relate po lahat and magigets nila, kumbaga maipapasok nila yung sarili nila.
Tama yun, no? Hindi stage.
Yes,
kasi alam mo naman na kung orchestrated and all. No? Ang galing. And then this is the time to create. I guess, no? Na tipong na pag everything's okay again, you can perform that to a bigger crowd probably. Pero meron ka nang nasa baol?
Yes po.
Meron ka nang nasa baol?
Meron na po akong mga naisulat na konti pa lang. May melody, but di pa rin po totally tapos. Ganun.
But in the end, that's good.
Yes.
No? You're a work in progress, but then yung progress mo, nakita namin, and your journey will parang yun talaga nakastorya, nakasama sa dun sa storyang yun. And ang maganda dyan, Klarisse, parang, well, pwedeng sabihin, pero you're vindicated at this point. Not only you, but for the people who love you. Yes, and since you're coming from a good place, there's no reason para sarilinin mo yan. Please share it to us. Please share it to us. Share lang. So yun. Maraming salamat and we love you.
Thank you, sir.
So parang at this point, parang lahat ng tulong, sabihin mo kay Ayen, no? Lahat ng tulong at yun, yung pangalan mo, Klarisse na lang muna. Not to dishonor your parents, but I think at least it would mark a change, ba? Yes. At kung mag-change man dahil sa love life, parang hindi yun. It's your self-love.
Kaya para lang tayo nag-coffee, then chikahan.
Pero my God, you're such a good soul and a beautiful soul. You should realize that. Yun.
Thank you po, Sir Noel.
Salamat. Can you indulge us with one song before you leave? Something more inspiring and something to leave us by?
Siguro yung song na lang din inis natin na tila ihinari ang ulan, tila lilipas din ang bagyo, liliwanag din ang kalangitan, at ang araw ay sisikat na muli. Yes. Something is
good friends of Lani, we pray for her.
Yes.
Healing and for Tito Noli also. So, and we pray for healing for everyone, lalo na for our country. Klarisse, we love you. You know that. It's the first time we ever got to this talk, but then I feel that authenticity.
Thank you, Sir Noel.
Yun, sabi mo kay Ayan, it was such a good afternoon. Maraming salamat that we're here to support you. Thank you, Klarisse. Salamat.
Thank you po.
Leveling up.
Thank you, Sir Noel. Love you, Sir Noel.
Salamat. We're just here for you. Next week, we're having 2 people. Actually, 3. Jada Avansado with Ding Dong Avansado for our Father's Day feature, and another very good singer, Morissette Amon, who just sang Trina Belamides, Atinisa si Trina Belamides version of Shine. No? So that song is 25 years old, and the person who revived that after yun, sino ba? Ima Castro, Sweet Plantado, and Regine Velasquez is Morissette Amon. We'll have them next week dito lang sa Level Up. We'll see you again next week as we continue to level up dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan. Maraming salamat.
Di kailanman mapipigilan pagbuhos ng ulan. Ang buhay sadyang ganyan.
At kaya ng papago-pagong pag-ihip ng hangin. Lahat ay lilipas at magsasalita.
Huwag ka taranta, hindi kailangan ang mag-alilangan pa.
Isipin mo laging nandito lamang ang aking balikat, sa'yo'y nakaabang.
Asahan mo, hindi ka iiwan sa mundo. Lahat may hangganan, asahan mo. Wala nang atrasan sa iyong bawat hakbang na pupuntahan. Pangako kailanman, agad akong nandyan. Sang tawag mo
At tuwing nagdidilim ang langit, di ba't nagpapakita ang buwan hanggang mag-umaga na naman.
Tara't hintayin na natin magsikat ang iyong araw, hanggang sa magliwanag muli ang lahat. Asahan mo, hindi ka iiwan sa mundo. Lahat may hangganan, asahan mo. Wala nang atrasan sa iyong bawat hakbang na pupuntahan. Pangako kailanman, agad akong nandyan. Sang tawag mo asahan mo, hindi ka iiwan sa mundo. Lahat may hangganan, asahan mo. Wala nang atrasan sa iyong bawat hakbang na pupuntahan. Pangako kailanman, agad akong nandyan. Sang tawag mo sang tawag mo
All caps, mga Atinista, it's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.